goals, same as last week.
Yeah, fireworks are going off behind us here, Sam. It's beautiful image, and it's hard to concentrate, but full house. And we've seen Frank Costa here, the Prime Minister, Gillian Gillard, and it is a massive occasion for the people of Geelong.
It certainly is, and they actually let them off as soon as Leggy went down on the ground.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to welcome him back.
He controls the whole city, and unbelievable. It's like being in the Royal Show here tonight, Sam. They are very, very excited. It is a beautiful image that we've got. Let's get down to the man himself. Cameron Ling has gone down to ground level, and he's with his old mate, Gary Ablett.
Well, Gaz, back in Geelong. Welcome back, first of all. But good to be back.
It is great to be back. We got down a couple of days ago, and I've had a chance to get around and see the family. Caught up with a few of the Geelong boys, and and obviously the stadium looks great as well. So it's a great challenge for the boys tonight, and just super excited to get out there.
How are you feeling coming into this? Your first time you've played back here since you left the club that you obviously loved for all of your life. Nerves or excitement, or what is it?
Yeah, I won't lie. I'm a little bit nervous, excited at the same time, and things have changed so much since I've been down here last time. There's new stands up. Obviously, the lights are up. We had a training session last night, and it was great just to get back out in the ground and have a bit of a kick around, and hopefully I'll play all right tonight.
Expecting a pretty good response from the crowd, you'd imagine. It was such a wonderful career here. You wouldn't be expecting too many boos.
No, I think the crowd will be great. We just left the hotel then, and there was about 40 or 50 people that come down and said g'day before the game. So, the fans have always been fantastic to me, and I'm sure they will again tonight. I'd
be very disappointed if they did boo. You were so wonderful for us for so many years. But now onto the game. The improvement from the young goers has just been incredible, and taking up to Hawthorn last week, that must give you a lot of belief to be able to take a scalp like Geelong.
For sure. As you know, Lingy, confidence is a big thing in footy, and, it was always going to take time, but, we had a back-to-back win, which is fantastic, and a great game against Hawthorn last week, and I was just really proud of the boys. I thought they stood up and played a real four-quarter effort, and, Geelong's probably the toughest game in footy, so it's another great challenge for us tonight. Win or lose, I think we'll get a lot out of it.
Well, really appreciate your time, mate. All the best tonight. Hope you enjoy the night. Not too much, all right?
Easy done, mate.
Thanks, guys.
Plays his 50th game tonight for the Suns. Unbelievable form. He's in Richo and Sammy. 37 disposals, 3 goals last week, and he'll get a good reception tonight, won't he?
Oh, definitely. I mean, they love him down here. He played in premierships down here. He's probably the favourite for the Brownlow at the moment. Should have got the 3 votes last week against Hawthorn, even in a losing team.
I just can't help but wonder, though, when a man like that turns up tonight and you come back home and you see what's happened, whether he thinks, did I make the right decision? I just feel that's a really human response, and I feel he can't help but feel that tonight.
Well, he may well end up back here at the end, Sam. Who knows? You keep hearing that story. It wouldn't surprise you if that be the case. Are you talking about them pushing for a night grand final here or not?
Well, I suppose that this is a taste of what a night grand final would be like. We've had fireworks. I think they went off a little bit early for us guys, but this is what a night grand final and why the marketeers in the AFL actually want one, because this is how it looks. It's exciting. There are lights on. There are fireworks, Matthew. You're jumping out of your skin.
I do. I love this, but I'm a traditionalist. I want the 2 p.m. time slot on Saturday for a grand final. Look what happened at the Super Bowl in America this year.
Sure,
the lights went out.
I'm just saying that this is sort of what it would look like. This is a massive event.
Look great.
It's a massive event here, and the environment it's electric.
Get with the times, Richo. Fantastic it would be. Imagine the party and the celebration, and it'd be unbelievable.
You can still have a party after a day grand final. It's all good.
You sure can.
It looks magnificent here tonight, and looking forward to a big game. They are almost impossible to beat here, Geelong. It's a big task for the Gold Coast Suns to come up. Last time they met at Metricon Stadium, the Cats only won by 14 points, but this side, who are on the improve, is starting to see some signs that you're really liking about the Gold Coast, Richard.
Well, they've got Jager O'Meara. He's the favourite for the Rising Star. Since Campbell Brown came back into the team, he's really added something up forward. Dion Presti has really improved. We've just got improvement right across the board, and the contested footy is always something you want to win, and they're doing that most games at the moment, so they'll be in this match early.
The enormous amount of talent. The key forward area is something that they are working through. But Sam, you did ask the question before, and we put it out there. in the world of social media, and 69% of people are saying no, the Geelong fans will not boo Gary Ablett.
I hope that's true. I don't think he deserves to be booed. I think it should be a warm reception, and people make big decisions in their lives. His was to move, to relocate. He's made it, and he's living with it.
Tell you what he did. He put his whole reputation on the line, and has he delivered in spades? You could not have played any better, and that's been a remarkable story in a side that's struggling. Yeah. He's getting tagged each week, and he still stands up and delivers. It's almost taken his game to a new level.
And 4 wins for them already this year, and he's the large reason for that. They're improving dramatically, and it's because of his leadership and the way he's playing, Das.
All right, you two, it's time for the Carlton draft pick. You can download it at the App Store now, as thousands of people are playing along. About time one of you picked the first goal kicker. Who's going to be tonight?
Go on.
Well, I might go Campbell Brown.
Okay, well, continuing the Gary Ablett fest, I'm going to go for Gary Ablett.
All right, both think the Suns are going to kick the first one. Magnificent night here tonight. It is historic. First time that we've been under lights here at Skilled Stadium, and one of the great teams of all times. There they are, Geelong. They'll take on a much improved Suns. The first bounce is coming up next.
The Suns are rising. For 2.5 quarters, they kept the Hawks Stars in the shade. Now they come up against the competition's second-place team on the night when the lights go on at the Cattery for the very first time.
Huge leap from Ablett.
Tonight, Gary Ablett returns for the first time to play on the ground where he grew up, where he became a champion, where he was a premiership hero.
From the pocket, that is as good as it gets.
We're going to see the wizardry of the great Gazza up against the sublime skills of Stevie J.
Stevie J runs it home.
His consistency and competitiveness are in equal proportions to his uncanny talents.
Here's Stevie J, he bends it.
It's the night that the lights come on at Simmons Stadium. The night that the prodigal Gold Coast Sun comes back to Cardinia Park.
Something special.
And we're going to be dazzled by the stars.
A very good evening. The little master, Gary Ablett Jr., returns to Simmons Stadium. What a night it'll be. Him, and of course on the other side, Stevie J will be getting it done as well. They have revitalised themselves here, the Gold Coast, and they have been in good recent form. Very impressive indeed. A couple of changes in their side tonight. Looking forward to seeing whether they can continue the good form. We all remember last week against Hawthorn how good they were. They were absolutely fantastic. The Cats, first game here this year under lights. A magnificent scene. A bit of light, drizzly rain, but not enough to worry anyone from leaving this venue tonight. They are very, very excited about playing this very first game under lights. We're looking forward to Geelong and Gold Coast. And of course, Geelong have made a couple of changes. Kelly and Vardy in, and Podgiadli and Thurley out. Let's go down to Cameron Ling. He's on the ground with Chris Scott.
Well, Scotty, it's an amazing night. Have you sensed the excitement amongst the group before the game?
Yeah, the boys are really pumped up. I mean, it's more exciting outside the ground. I mean, it's harder to get into the car park tonight. I think the whole region's abuzz, but we've just got to focus on the job now.
And speaking of the job at hand, a lot's been made of Gary Ablett returning for the first time to the ground. I'm sure you want to make it as tough a night as you possibly can for him tonight. Yeah,
I mean, we've all got a lot of respect for Gary, and so we should. He's been a champion of our club and the game. But for the next 2.5 hours, we've got to be pretty hard on him. To start, Steve Johnson's going to go to him, and we'll see how we go from there.
And really exciting, Nathan Vardy back. He's had a wretched run with injuries, but he's back in now. Great to see him out there.
Yeah, it is. It's been a long road for Vards, and hopefully he's still got a long way to go, but it was an extremely serious injury, and we needed to be careful with it. We expect him to play well tonight.
Thanks for your time, mate. Enjoy the night.
Thanks, Ling.
Thanks, Scott.
Cameron Ling down there with Chris Scott, the coach tonight. It's an historic night. We're looking forward to it. Look at that. It is absolutely magnificent. Plenty of power here. I don't know about around town, but there is the Gold Coast lineup as I welcome Luke Darcy and Matthew Richardson.
And they're in good form, Richo, the Gold Coast. Home back-to-back games for the first time ever in their history, round 7 and round 8. Jager O'Meara, keep your eye on him tonight. He's a super exciting player. Look at the speed and the composure for a young man in his first year, playing like someone who's been around for more like 100 games.
Oh, well, he is, and he just does everything well. And They talked about him being like this when he first came in, and he hasn't missed a beat. His first game wasn't the greatest, but since then been ultra consistent for a first-year player. He really is one to watch tonight.
Averaging 21 disposals, that man on screen, as you can see. BT.
Ultra impressive, Dars. I tell you what, they've spent $100 million here, but guess what? The clock's not working, Dars. Tonight we're going to have no countdown clock. It's going to be the old style, count up, because that's all we're getting delivered here tonight. So I just remind people out there watching, no countdown clock tonight. It'll be counting upwards. I'm going to have to guess when the end of the game is. The fans are arriving. We're excited. Two good teams on display. A couple of champions here tonight in Stevie J and Gary Ablett Jr. returning. Stay with us. The bounce of the ball on the other side of the break. Saturday night footy, let's listen to the toss.
All right, Gary, whenever you're ready, Louis, away you go. Geelong side? Yep, no dramas. And it's the Geelong side. Best of luck, boys.
Yes, he has a win, Gaz, but that'll be the last bit of love that Joel Selwood hands out tonight. You can be assured of that, because when the bounce of the ball happens here, it will be on. Geelong in front of their home crowd at their home stadium.
Yes, and they rarely lose here, BT. 45 games since 2007, 42 wins at a strike rate of 93%. But this Gold Coast team are in really good form. Richo, they won back-to-back games for the first time in their history. And last week against Hawthorn, they were 11 points up and pushed the top of the ladder team right to the very end. Tough ask here tonight under lights for the first time, but I like what I see with Gold Coast. I think you can starting to see the emergence of that incredible amount of talent they've got on their list.
Yeah, well, they've just started to do the hard stuff a lot better in their third year. The bodies have matured a little bit. They're obviously getting used to the way that they want to play, and they're winning the contested ball and the tackle numbers, and it's really simple, isn't it? You do those things well, and generally you stay in the contest for a lot longer. We just heard the coach, Chris Scott, say that man there, Stevie J, will go to Gary Ablett early in the game. What a matchup that is. People are talking about Stevie J for the Brownlow medal. He's in that good a form playing in the midfield. Gets the chance on Ablett tonight. That's going to be great.
Yeah, looking forward to that. You can see the rain falling on your pitches there, and it's starting to get a little heavier here just before the commencement of this game. Bit of mutual respect there, Stevie J and Gary Ablett, the two stars of the teams here tonight. He has been in unbelievable form, Gaz.
And congratulations to Chris Scott. I think he's just said, you know what, from a football purist point of view, I'd love to watch it. Why tag him? We know he's going to get the footy anyway. Let's put our champ on one of the all-time greats, and they're both all-time greats. That's going to be magnificent to watch tonight. I hope it happens all night.
Nobody get a shot. There it is. Stevie J lining up on Gary Ablett. We're going to have a shootout between those two.
Yes.
Bounce of the ball to get underway here at Simmons. Under lights. First time this year, first time ever in the history of Geelong they've played a game here under lights for premiership points. Presti has started really, really well there. He's been in blistering form for Gold Coast in the last couple of weeks as well. Corey, a little nudge in the back, and he'll take the free at half-back.
Good to see Jager O'Meara get his hands on the footy as well early. Young man who is just making a massive impact in the competition, as we said before, averaging 21 disposals. And he'll love the opportunity this early on to test himself against one of the great sides of all time.
For those viewers, you'll see down the bottom left, the clock is counting upwards. And that is because the clock here in the new $100 million stadium not working on the opening night, which I find a little unusual.
A couple of teething problems, Richo.
There's always problems with a new facility, Bristle, so we'll let that one go tonight.
No, he won't. Get it right.
Back off, BT. Back off.
Oh, here he is, the Mayor of Geelong.
I'll tell you what, don't you say anything badly about Geelong with Lingy down there tonight.
Boy, got the whole crowd supporting him. So here's McKenzie. He's got a beautiful smooth left foot. He does all their kick-ins at the back end. Mark taken by Lonigan.
Looking forward to watching big Rory Thompson on Tommy Hawkins tonight. He's been magnificent. 200-centimetre key defender. Here they go now.
Looking to get forward there. An opportunity. McKenzie involved. Harbrow gets it out wide here to Hall. Hall into the middle. This is good play. O'Meara involved. We know how good he's been. Clean handle on the footy there. Really well done. Hall again, who played really well last week. I think he kicked 4. He was ultra impressive. Here he goes again from the point of the square. A long entry inside 50 for Gold Coast. No mark. Punched away.
Play up.
O'Meara perhaps dragged a little forward in the tackle there. The umpire says get on with it. It is slippery. Stevie J with a kick to the safety of the boundary.
I reckon it's advantage Stevie J just at the early part of this game. And I think for one reason, Stevie J obviously knew he was going to play in Ablett. Ablett had no idea. Now I keep watching Gaz. He's looking around going, is this right? It's Stevie J, the bloke that's playing on me tonight. So he's just getting his head around the fact that that is the matchup.
All 5 goals last week, not 4. Knew it was about there. Swallow. Opportunity here for Geelong. Coming through the middle of them, Burberry. Stevie J, another little touch. Bit of a scrubber touch, tried to keep it working. Hawkins did well to the long sleeve. Bartel with superior vision and finds Selwood. He's able to mark and play on. They corral rather than go at him. Over the top was Brown, couldn't get it done. And now Gold Coast in defence, just easy she goes, and they do it nicely.
If I was Guy McKenna, Richard, I'd get a message down really quickly if they've worked out that's the case, because Stevie said himself, he's already had 3 possessions, Gaz has had none, and just a word down to let him know that that is the matchup so he can watch him defensively, because Stevie's already getting him on the outside.
Big kick around the corner from Kelly, slipping over at untimely time as Sam Day, and this allows Stokes to get on the end of it. This will slide and go all the way. That'll count no one. It's cut off, but it'll come back and he'll get another look here, Stokes.
Having some sort of year, this guy, Matty Stokes, always been a class player, has been for a long time, but just getting a lot more of the ball through the midfield, being put into the middle more than ever before. Lingy, what would his percentage have been before this year as compared to what he's doing now?
Oh, you'd imagine he would have only spent about 20% of the time in the middle part of the ground. He had a massive pre-season. He was very dirty on himself with his form last year. Felt it was a wasted year. Put all the hard work in, and now he's spending a lot of time in the midfield.
Averaging 26 touches, up from 15 last year. This is not one of the best of them. And it's offline, but he has been in really, really good touch. And there's just a little bit of gamesmanship from Stevie J and Ablett.
Well, you'd imagine that Stevie J is going to try and really push forward and kick goals on Gary Ablett. Probably thinks he'll get a little bit of leeway that way.
Look at the kick by McKenzie. Got the aid of the breeze going to the left of screen. It's a southerly here at Geelong tonight. There he is, Ablett. First significant touch. Good-looking ball to Brown. Campbell Brown gives them plenty of energy. Look at that for a kick across ground. It was absolutely magnificent. Matera is able to get it and go. Gets a really good look, but sprays it right.
We know Campbell Brown missed the first part of the year, suspended the first 6 games, but since he came into this team, Darcy's been involved in a lot of scoring chains and hitting the scoreboard, Campbell Brown.
Yeah, kicked 7 goals, 5 in the 3 games since he's been back, and just got that presence on a footy field, hasn't he? And his young teammates will enjoy him being out there.
Cats. Bitsave's in there. And I see Gary Ablett gone for a rest already to the bench. Here's Bartel competing one-on-one, doing a pretty good job there against the former Hawk, Murphy. Umpire calls play on touch, so Shaw was able to do some good work. Great kick out there to Matera. Matera will mark uncontested here, but Joel Selwood makes him kick over the mark and slows him down.
It's a good start by the Suns. They're matching the Cats in disposals.
Interesting, Stevie J still on the ground with Gary Ablett off the ground, so they're not going 1-for-1 in the true sense, are they?
Yeah, Gaz has got himself back out there, and they're just drifting him forward at the moment, BT. So they might have done that, got him off.
Educate him a bit on what he needs to do.
This is the matchup coming your way, and I think that's a good idea.
Harbrow, impressive form as well at the moment. Prestia got it inside 50. Defensive mark, that's almost 50 from Campbell Brown. He was really, really lucky to get away with that. Guthrie was the opponent. He knocked the ball out of the hands of Mackie. Duncan ran into the Matera tackle.
It's a high fend-off. He's going to go Gold Coast way. It was an elbow up, and the umpire was in a great position. Mitch Duncan.
Matera feeling the effects of that too.
They've got Guthrie on Ablett in the goal square, 1 out.
Little short ball is good, and well done by Matera. He immediately comes from the ground.
That's a good look there, boys, isn't it? That's the old number 29 versus the new number 29. Wouldn't mind seeing a one-on-one marking contest between those two.
So the Gold Coast saying by playing Ablett deep that, you know, they don't think Stevie J, or they're questioning Stevie J's defence deep.
I think they're saying there's no way he'll go there.
Right. Russell from 45 metres out. That's a lovely, lovely kick. They get the first goal of the game here, the Gold Coast. Russell with the big boot. In his last 4 games, he has been the sub, so he gets to start tonight, and that's the start he wanted.
Here we go, the footy guys.
See Ablett there back in for this centre bounce, and Stevie J sidles up alongside him.
Gorringe, the ruckman there, against West. Stokes did well to work it forward. Mackenzie upended. Kelly in amongst it there, couldn't quite hang on to the greasy ball. There is Stokes and Motlop combining. Presti has wrapped him up with a bear hug tackle.
Just quickly get down to Doc. Brandon Matera's come off the ground. Doc, how is he?
Yeah, he just had his voice box checked from the hit he took in the throat. So just a minute or two, he's on the bench still dust, but he'll be right to go back, Matera.
Kelly, Riscatelli went really hard at the footy. There's Stanley. Back and sides these days from Stanley. High ball here. Gets him in a reasonable position and out of trouble momentarily. So good start by the Gold Coast in this first 8 minutes.
Keep the meter, guys. Keep the meter.
West trying to get it out the back. He did to Enright. Gorringe in amongst there. So no winner here, you would think. And umpire gave him a long time to get rid of it. Worked for him in the end. Corey. For Mitch Brown, who goes to soccer, did well with the Shepherd. Opportunity here now for the Cats, and Vardy did it really well.
Great to see this man back out there running around. Nathan Vardy, he's an absolute favourite of Chris Scott. He loves him. He took the opportunity this year to wear the number 30, made famous by Matty Scarlett. Scarlett wanted him to have it. He just loves the way Vards plays.
Yeah, Doc Larkin's just telling us he's had 4 hip operations, Vardy. There is Ablett. Little left foot kick out wide gives an opportunity here for Gorringe, I think it was. No, in fact, it was Lynch.
Only scary thing how good your old team is, but Nath Vardy for me is just about the most exciting talent. He hasn't been able to play, and Daniel Menzies was almost the other one who we spoke to pre-game who's had 4 knee recos.
Yeah, really want those 2 guys to get a good run at it now, play some consistent footy, be able to train consistently, because they are such exciting talents.
See all the numbers there around the footy. The Cats love to get numbers back and then run it out with hands from their defensive 50.
Barntel will be happy with a boundary line win here. Thought he got legged a little, but disguised the handball to the boundary well.
I think Guy McKenna will be really wrapped with the fact that they're not allowing Geelong to outnumber them as well. They're pushing forward. You can see the Gold Coast Suns, they've got everyone almost a one-on-one game at the moment. The Suns have pushed everyone into their own forward line.
Really good by Stokes. The fast release there was fantastic. Hawkins couldn't get hold of it, but in the end it was Thompson, the tall defender, who was able to boot it forward. Danny Stanley coming off the ground as well. Looks in a little bit of trouble as Brown tries to work it out. He did well. Riscatelli now gets it out to Swallow, and O'Meara.
Just got another look at Rory Thompson there. Terrific spoil on Tommy Hawkins, and had the ability to back it up, BT.
Played on Franklin last week, did a pretty good job, Richo.
Yeah, he did for most of the first half. Buddy got away from him in the end, but the Hawks got going and Buddy was getting a lot of ball. But he's a real good player, Rory Thompson.
He's another one of those really big defenders, BT, isn't he?
I think some of the lights have gone out here on the towers. Boy, the clock's gone, and you can see up the back in the stand there, the lights have gone. Let's hope the towers don't go next, Richo.
Did you flick something when you're up there?
There are some gremlins in the system here. It's a count-up clock because that's not working, and now some of the lights are starting to flicker, we believe. Down the Great Ocean Road, no power left down there, Richo.
Well, your holiday house is blacked out down there. Nick Turner won't be able to get in tonight.
Selwood gives it to Burberry. Burberry, lovely foot skills, didn't quite get it over the top to Hawkins.
Just talking about Rory Thompson, they've got a gun key defender on their hands there, 200 centimetres. Watch him tonight. He's playing on Tom Hawkins, and very exciting player.
Here's Matera. Kick forward, did well Harbour to force the issue. Enright pumps it long. Dangerous here for Gold Coast. Matera, was he tackled high? The umpire said no. Caught with the footy. Look at him fly in here. They have a real crack. Swallow comes out with the footy. Thompson's there as well. Picked up in the end by Shaw. Over the line, out of bounds. Doc Larkins.
Yeah, Stanley heading down the race to have strapping Danny Stanley. You'll just see him disappearing for the Gold Coast and having some work done, and we should get back. I'll look at him.
Top of the shot there, you can see the lights gone out in the stand. I'm sure that'll cause occupational health and safety issues here. So who knows what's going to happen from there. Enright.
You're a bit of an expert on that, are you now, BT?
Well, I just know that they wouldn't want to take any risk, Dars. They might have to evacuate the stand.
Come on.
It is unbelievable. I tell you what, things are starting to break a little. Here's Corey. Ablett's there with him. 0-all draw. O'Meara went hard, but I tell you what, Josh Hunt went really hard as well. The crowd stand and applaud that effort from Josh Hunt. Sure now.
And that's a great sign from young Jager O'Meara as well. He had a big moment there where he had to choose to commit himself to the footy, and that's what he did.
Well, I think they're applauding Joel Corey's effort because it was a one-on-one foot race back towards the Gold Coast goals, and he beat Gary Ablett. He neutralised it and got it back the Cats' way. Oh, boy. This is the one we're talking about here. I thought Ablett had him for all money, but well done, Joel Corey.
Boundary throw in, half forward here for the Cats. West trying to get over the top. Gorringe and Kelly was it, got it forward towards Hawkins. Thompson again. He's
Still me.
Well, he's won every 50-50 battle so far with Tommy Hawkins. Big Rory Thompson. We've talked about him a bit already, but he's doing the job so far.
High contact. Relay free kick at the ruck contest. Gold Coast.
Behind your mark.
So it's an off-the-ball free kick.
Your free kick. Downfield it is.
It's downfield where the ball was.
So you heard exactly what it was. It was a high contact off the footy and then relayed to the ruck contest Gold Coast way.
Matera's done pretty well getting the footy. He hasn't disposed of it really well just yet. Ablett now with Kelly. You can see Stevie J with Dion Prestia. Just Mum has travelled down tonight to watch Dion Prestia from Craigieburn. Aussie. The dad has elected to stay home in the comfort of his own home. Might have a bit of gout. Who knows? Joel Selwood, he does get a bit of gout. He's prone to a bit of gout, Oz. In goes Shaw. Stanley. Through the gap. Hall. Not going far. Harbrow eventually kicks to half forward, but not to the advantage. Did well Guthrie. Wrapped up Brown and a crunching tackle from Cam Guthrie.
Held in, guys.
He'll bounce straight back up, Campbell Brown.
No, he'll enjoy that, Campbell Brown, getting involved in a
Here we go.
bit of a physical contact.
Oh.
Play on.
It was good. Corey to Selwood. He's just a little too close, and Harbrow had an effect on it.
They've been good. They haven't let the Cats run and break free from any of these stoppages yet. We know how good they are at it. They've been able to force secondary ball-ups, the Suns, and this is a really impressive start. They're winning the contested possession.
Off hands. Matera again knocking up, getting the footy here. Matera, he's had it 8 times already. Swallow drives it forward. Harry Taylor in front, got a touch. He's paid the mark. Gee, I reckon it was touched. Wilkinson went on with it very, very quickly. And Harry thought he had a big piece of that.
I reckon Campbell Brown is a great inclusion in this side. He is as fierce a competitor as there is in the game. He's an animal. He just loves physical contact. For a young side that could easily be intimidated down here at Geelong, it just helps when you look around. You've got someone who will just love to cannon in and try and clean someone up. It's a good thing. He missed the first 6 games of the year with suspension, and you wondered whether or not this might be his last year. He's showing signs that he's got plenty left in him. Old Brownie, let's hope he stays out there.
Well, he's playing like he knows he probably let his teammates down in that first 6 weeks, not being out there. He was recruited to help them out with that physicality, and if you're not out there, you can't help. So that's how he's playing at the moment.
There's converge on the footy. Brown was eventually the one that got a little handball to Mackie. Now Stokes getting involved, and Geelong do it with some comfort coming out of defence. Joel Selwood, the intended target, hasn't got a lot in the way of help, so fakes the handball and then the kick. It was really great composure from Selwood to get it to Mackie.
Suns have been able to hold up their transition here again, though. And that's what you have to do against Geelong, because if you let them run and carry, they'll cut you to pieces, but they've held them up beautifully.
Mitch Brown, long. Hawkins, in fact, Barty it was, bounced off his chest. Martell trying to get under the tackle to make it a little high. That's got to be a throw from Duncan. He didn't handball. Umpire elected and said he was knocked out in the tackle. Harbrow now scrapping for it. Slippery conditions, been a fair bit of rain here in Geelong today and even early this evening. Now Motlop. A really good kick. A really good kick to Vardy.
Don't want to go too early on the pump up, but if this guy gets a clear run at it, Richo, he will be a star of the game. He can play ruck.
1 metre, please, 1 metre.
He's an unbelievable athlete. As the doc pointed out, 4 hip surgeries. Almost could have ended his career. I just hope he gets a clear run at it, because he is just an absolute beauty.
He's 198 centimetres, and that goal he kicked ass, picked it up off the ground and turned and kicked a goal. Extraordinary athlete.
Here he is for the second from 50 metres out, and just fell well short that one. A contest over the back. I tell you what, West had a good piece of it.
But it's just amazing now, isn't it? The amount of guys, 198 to 200, playing key position. That used to be your ruckman size, wasn't it?
Used to be your elite ruckman size 10 years ago. It's Jake Carlisle from Essendon plays in defence at 200 centimetres. Rory Thompson tonight the same.
I tell you, Harbrow seems to have a lot more urgency in his game these days too. Darst, I noticed it last week against Hawthorn and again tonight.
Yeah, he's a good player, Jared Harbrow. He's sorely missed at the Western Bulldogs where he started his career. But I like Gold Coast. I really feel as though they're just starting to get it all together. They would love one more key forward. I think every side would, of course, but that'll help them out a bit. But
well, Darcy, at the moment, they're all over Geelong. They're playing a lot smarter. They're a lot better at the contest. The question is whether or not they can sustain it. But at the moment, they're not only matching, they're beating one of the best teams in the competition.
Is there much of a southerly blowing to the left of screen, do you think, Lingy?
Oh, not really, BT. No, it's fairly still out here. Obviously very greasy, very slippery, but the wind's not too bad at all.
Okay.
Hey, Lingy, there'll be a bit of adjusting to do that. New players stand behind the goals. Will affect it. Normally there was a strong breeze that used to blow through there. Does it feel different at ground level?
Yeah, a lot different. I don't know if it's because I'm protected by the stand, but as I said, very still at the moment, so they'll have to adjust to that, kick straight at it instead of allowing right to left.
Enright. Motlop again.
Great forward pressure here.
Presents an opportunity for Campbell Brown off the outside of the boot with a little banana. It's good.
Bounce this one, fellas.
Just a little bit of a concern with Gazza. I think that's just the old knee to the...
Bounce this one.
Little corky on the inside or something. Doc, I don't think you see too much more in it than that, do you?
No, I think it was probably just a hit of the orchestra. He'll be right. He'll be running in a minute.
Little corky, Donga style. Interesting. Here is...
Not the ideal spot for corky, that one.
No, it certainly won't be rubbed out. Let's put it that way. Russell. Opportunity here now. Prestia again. The human meatball who has trimmed down to a mini ball. He's lost 3 or 4 kilo and looks magnificent, Dion Prestia. The boy out of Assumption College in Kilmore. Been up there and really finding his level now in the AFL. He's an elite kick, an elite athlete. Brown.
Come on.
Halfback. Mackie. Always a good presenter, but that is horrible. Really, really horrible. Picked up by Shaw, Wilkinson, and now Riscatelli. Former best and fairest with the Lions. Was meant for Ablett. Geelong have got some numbers around the footy. Enright went in without regard for his body. We know Joel Selwood does. And Josh Hunt, again with his head over the footy here tonight.
Yeah, so that was at the start of the year, maybe close to the slide rule, which seems to have disappeared, which I'm happy with, but he's going well, Josh Hunt.
Hawkins around the corner. Good-looking ball into West on the lead.
That was perfect. Straight down the middle of the ground. Tommy Hawkins won the battle of strength with Rory Thompson. He lost his feet. And nothing better than when someone takes a mark 70 metres out and just wheels around like Tommy Hawkins did here. West had so much room to move into. Great play, Tom Hawkins.
Bit unlucky in the free kick, looking at that a second time. I think O'Meara's there and Hunt's basically charged with his head. Might have been a play on call in hindsight, that one.
To tie it up here, here is West as a result of the good work. From 40 metres out, he's got that right. He measured it beautifully. Scores level. Well, I think we've averted a disaster here. You can see the lights coming back on up on top of the stand there, Darst. They're going to have to evacuate under occupational health and safety issues, and they're back on.
Yeah, Lingy's very relieved down there. He's almost like he's entertaining us tonight, Lingy, and he's just been a bit on edge.
Just going to send him over at quarter time to fix up the clock because we've got a count-up clock tonight. And Lingy personally in charge of that. Here's Hunt again. Really needs to consolidate his spot in this side, doesn't he? Beautiful kick to Bartel. Bartel just mongrels it inside 50. Might go all the way here. Thompson got it on the line.
Well, that's his great weapon. He's kicking. Josh Hunt always has been. He wins the footy back at half back, and you know how damaging he can be.
Bang! Campbell Brown and Josh Hunt. I'll tell you what, Campbell Brown, unbelievable aggression. We love it, really love it. Stevie J, that's a drop kick. That's something he hasn't done in his career.
Stay there, play on.
Taylor at half back sees the cross the ground Duncan option.
Oh, Selwood's out at half forward.
He is, he demands the footy. Duncan sees him. And now look at this.
Play on.
There's the one on the boundary line, but he didn't want to get sucked in too deep there. Decided to go against it. Motlop with some real wheels. When he can get going, Stokes to Motlop. All over the back of him was McKenzie there, and Hall comes out with it.
See Campbell Brown just flash through the screen again. He's on a mission to destroy tonight.
He's trying to find some body on the way through, isn't he? Lynch gets away from Taylor. Couldn't go on the left, so he gives it back, and now an opportunity with Gorringe to go wide and find Russell. Russell, a high ball. The sit here over the back is Shaw. Taylor got back nicely to spoil. Well, he and Lynch.
There's Campbell Brown crashing into Josh Hunt. A good matchup early is Wilkinson on Motlop, and I know they really rate his ability to stop key playmakers, the Gold Coast Suns, and 2 touches for Motlop early on top so far.
Putzav's doing the ruck work. Stanley, little handball. There's Prestia in amongst there. He's trying to fight it out. Did well to relieve it. O'Meara couldn't quite get on the end of it. Harbrow's desperate to win here. Eventually got it. Oh, look at the little bit of hand candy. Wasn't it magnificent? The kick out to Lynch on the lead. Couldn't get it. Got it on the ground. Around 1. Got it off to Stanley. Kelly, was that drop of the ball? Umpire said get on with it. Now Wilkinson. McKenzie, he's got a beautiful stroking left foot. He unloads with a long one.
How easy did he cover the journey there? That's the best kick in the game at the moment, distance-wise. He's just a freak, Trent McKenzie, the way he kicks the footy. Hey, Lingy, ground level, how well are the Suns playing at the moment? They are matching Geelong here, stride for stride.
Absolutely, Das. A lot better than Geelong at the moment. And I think they've adjusted to the conditions a lot better than Geelong. Geelong's still trying to play cute like that. Get a touch just here, boys. Nice to get a touch back out in this ground. Yeah, they've just adjusted to the conditions a lot faster than Geelong. Geelong's still playing dry weather footy. They need to play a little bit more straight down the line.
Lingy inserting himself into the game there. By the way, with our count-up clock, all I can tell you in regards to time left on the clock, the average quarters this year have gone 30 minutes and 11 seconds in length. So, Ritzo, all I can say, it'll be somewhere around that as we count up.
I sort of don't mind the unpredictability of not knowing how long it's left.
We like a countdown clock.
Why? Why do we?
That's what we do here at 7.
Like to know what's going on, Ritzo.
Oh, do we? No, we don't like that then. We like the normal clock.
Easily got at, Richo. And
he's been due for a theory, hasn't he? He's sort of been quiet for a while.
I've got one, actually, but I just need things to happen to go with it.
Matera down there towards Lynch. Lonigan and he. And a fresh airy there, Lonigan. Might cost them. Ablett, the star. 35 low ball goal. The superstar, Gary Ablett.
I'm liking what Tommy Lynch is doing. He's just competing hard on a gun in Harry Taylor. He just dropped a mark before he could have taken, but he's leading up at the footy, and he got that ball out at ground level, which resulted in the goal to Ablett, who's now moved to full forward.
They are
got him.
Looking ultra competitive here, boys. Shaw out to Matera, dropped an easy one, but the tackling desperation is good. Last month, 10 tackles per game, better than their opposition, Gold Coast. That has been unbelievable. It's Motlop marks, but their tackle pressure, Gold Coast, has been very impressive.
Yeah, they have competed superbly. Won back-to-back games in front of Hawthorn at half-time, and they've started this first quarter in great fashion.
This, boys, is an incredible mark. I just mentioned how slippery it was. There's no way he should have marked that footy. It is a very, very wet ball. Well done, Stevie Motlop.
How clean a take was that?
Well, just before that, Matera dropped a mark on the wind, which resulted in Motlop getting this chance. So spot on, Lingy.
Not sure how wet the ball is there, Lingy, but Motlop comes in. It looked pretty dry to me. He drills the goal, but I wouldn't be having a go at the Mayor of Geelong. And what a great rate of finish here for Motlop. Scores level at quarter time, and that's about what the first quarter deserved, I reckon. Geelong 3-2-20, Gold Coast 3-2-20. Stay with us. We're going to come back to that magnificent venue on the other side of the break.
The quarter time break brought to you by Carlton Draft.
Thousands playing along with the Carlton Draft pick. You can download it from the App Store right now. And if you did, you would have enjoyed Nathan Vardy's goal. He is super exciting on the back of 4 serious hip operations. That was one of the great highlights of the first quarter. Extremely talented young man and one of the great goals. Get involved in Carlton Draft. Download it from the App Store right now, the draft pick.
Scores a level here at Simmons Stadium. You can see Cameron Ling. He's shadowing the every move of Bluey McKenna, the coach, having a good look at the board down there at the moment, as you can see, just to find out what's happening. We've got exclusive access into there, and we're certainly looking forward to that.
He's just a tagger in his whole life, isn't he, Ling? Look, he likes to get in close and get in people's personal space, and right behind Bluey there.
Well, Lingy, what did you learn right in tight there?
Oh, well, that was absolutely fascinating, guys. I really appreciate the Suns allowing me in there. Guy McKenna really positive with his players, happy with the way they started, but just getting around, talking about some of the simple things. You know, I think, as I mentioned during the quarter, they've adjusted well to the conditions, saying keep the footy nice and simple, playing straight lines, body line the ball. When you get the ball, don't be afraid to rush it forward, put their defenders under pressure. Who knows what could happen. Really, really positive amongst the Suns huddle there at quarter time.
That's magnificent, Lingy. He's even got the walk and talk going. He's got it all covered, the man.
Yes.
Yeah, isn't that great access, though, from the Gold Coast Suns, letting a favourite son of Geelong right in amongst their huddle there. Now, think about it, because some clubs would get a bit funny about that, wouldn't they?
Let's just keep an eye on Lingy that he doesn't go back to the Geelong huddle now with a bit of inside information. Of course, he wouldn't do that. There he is. Our man who's doing an unbelievable job, and as he quite rightly pointed out, he loves it here. Look at him, he's back amongst his people.
He's putting his hands up saying, yes, I'm the man.
He's like a Cheshire cat here tonight. He can't be any more excited. So he should be. It's a big night, the lights are on.
Embarrassing.
He's actually a bit flat because another former captain here, Tom Harley, is actually just slapping it up in the corporate suites tonight.
Oh,
Lingy's down there just a little bit cold.
I'll tell you what,
boundary.
Lingy's got the best seat in the house because we are seeing a real contest at the moment.
Yeah. Sensational. Wrapped with the way the Gold Coast Suns are playing on a big occasion. It felt like the build-up was all about Geelong and what they're doing, but how good's that match-up now, Selwood and Ablett?
And Ablett's only had the 4 touches, so they're doing it without a huge performance from their best player, so this is really positive.
All the stars have had a go at him. Gary Ablett, there's one that started on him, Stevie J.
Cats have opened up their forward line. They'd love to get more numbers up around these stoppages.
Look at the release from Prestia there. It was magnificent. Brown.
They've got a really open forward line here, Geelong, if they get it in quickly.
Bartel puts the head up and looks in front and sees an opportunity with Burberry. Burberry pursued there by Murphy. In comes Wilkinson. Good support from him. Got it backwards there to O'Meara, who does look a classy player, doesn't he? Now Matera, who was their best possession getter in the first quarter.
Yeah, started really well. I think the thing that is most pleasing from a Gold Coast point of view is their ability to pick up in transition, run Richo. So when Geelong get the footy, they're the masters at play on and you never see the ball again. They're running super hard to defend. For a young side, I reckon Guy McKenna would be absolutely ecstatic with that.
Well, they had 13 more possessions, but they stopped Geelong on transition, so that means they're working hard both ways. And I don't think Bluey McKenna could ask for anything more at quarter time.
Come on, guys.
Big night in Geelong. Every hotel, we believe, was booked out. Couldn't get a meal until 4 o'clock this afternoon if you went for lunch. They were doubling up everything, and a really big event in Geelong is electricity. There's Prestia. I thought Walhalla was the last town in Victoria to get electricity, but apparently not. Opportunity here is the big fella in there, Lynch, fighting hard.
Ball pin.
That's Jago O'Meara, who's down, I think, behind play there. There it is. Let's hope the young star is okay. He's been down for a while.
I think he's just
winded, I reckon, yeah. Duncan in there. Tackle a little high. Swallow to Ablett. In tight. Look at the strength to still get the handball to Swallow there was really impressive. Johnson. Kick out, but only as far as Mackenzie from 50. Turned around, had a wild bang at him, and Harry Taylor will do well to knock this through.
Well, they've pressed down really well here, the Gold Coast Suns. at multiple inside 50s.
Might be a bit ribby, Doc. I don't know whether you saw the replay there. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely ribs, Brian. The doc's checked him. He's happy to run around O'Meara, but he's got sore right ribs.
Absolutely. Got him in the spot there. Here is McKenzie. He's just got an absolute stroking left foot. Matera around the corner to Ablett. Now Ablett is marked well within range, but he is on the boundary.
1 metre, please.
He will know this is the right to left.
Yeah, I think he'll run around and give himself a little bit more space. Probably a drop punt. Unless you've got the skills of Ablett, he's got probably enough penetration to bend this around his body.
I reckon drop punt from there. I reckon he'll use the breeze to bring this back a little. Ablett just floated up on top of the goals, let it drift back in, tried that, didn't get the drift he was hoping.
You know what, though? That normally, before that stand was there, it would have come back, Brian. Yeah. So that shows you the difference now that that gap is gone where the new player's stand is.
You know what I love about Trent McKenzie, who set up that play? He knows he's an elite kick. He doesn't even think about anything apart from when he gets it, using that great skill that he's got.
You certainly get it to him on every occasion. Geelong will do well to deny him the footy completely. O'Meara. Mackie did well. Got one out the back here, and it's Enright who just goes forward. Bartel's loose here, and he's got his eye on the ball. He'll get a free. Pushed out by McKenzie, who was late getting back.
It's front on contact, but it's half a bit stiff because it was pretty smart from Bartel. He ran into McKenzie to accentuate the contact in the end and
made it look a bit better than it was too, I reckon, the contact.
Well, it's gone back to Bartel. Now he's going to make him kick over his mark. That was the first time that Geelong have really been able to get out over the back. They've been really good at defending that, the Suns, so far. But when they get through, the transition's so good from the Cats there. He doesn't miss these, Bartel.
Yeah, basically a little bit of angle to work with there. Gets a bit of leverage by running out slightly to the right. And as you say, Richo, he has drilled that.
As we see it again here, he just took a step forward. He knew that contact was inevitable from the front, and those free kicks are always going to be paid. 10 touches and a goal now for Jimmy Bartel.
Yep, creeping up, some good figures there. Here's Nichols against West. The winner is West. Now Swallow, that's in the back. Or is it Stanley? It's Stanley down low. Ablett with space and time. So really good use of the football, really important here for Gold Coast. They go inside and free kick will be paid Geelong's way here.
It's just a bit clumsy there from Michael Rischitelli.
Clear the five.
But an interesting one, Richo. We've seen a bit of the Gold Coast in their first couple of years. Best and fairest winner with the Brisbane Lions. I just don't reckon he's quite given the value that they would have hoped, Rischitelli. He's found the going a bit tougher, I think, with more attention and more focus. I just feel like it's an important second half of the year for him. I reckon they really need to get a bit more out of that man. He's played 152 games, so he's right in the sweet spot of being able to perform.
No doubt they got a best and fairest winner from another club, and they'd expect a lot out of him.
Here's Ablett out the back. A really good peel-off handball. O'Meara just in the nick of time. Did well. Got it eventually. Sumner was involved in the contest. Now it's Murphy, but he was under pressure. Turnover there directly, or a fumble there after Bitzarves recovers the ball now. Josh Hunt on the favoured left. He, like McKenzie, has a ripping leg. Sumner again, and running onto this is Nichols. Gives off to Shaw. Shaw goes wide. And ball pinned there. No effort to get rid of it. He's lucky.
That was a really important contest from Hall there. He's playing well. He was 3-on-1 there. If he let that ball spill out, the Cats were off. He did well to hold it in.
O'Meara did the ruck work then and did it very effectively indeed as he sends it down the Lynch way. Lynch, a little left footer around the corner, had to be perfect, and will they pay that, or is it out of bounds on the second grab? It is.
It's the only area tonight where that last kick inside 50 for the Suns, they just are not able to take marks, and if that happens all night, it's going to be tough to kick a winning score. They're getting plenty of the ball, just got to get some inside 50 marks.
Guthrie
now.
Was thrown to the ground in the Harbrow tackle.
Got some aggression about them. Yeah, Suns, haven't they? They're really the standard set by their experienced players, which is great. Harbrow has been around. Campbell Brown's been like a kamikaze.
They're a different side, Darcy, in the last month, this Gold Coast outfit. I'm telling you, there's a spark there now, isn't there? There's an urgency, there's a belief there. Here's Matera again.
Stay there.
And their setup behind the footy's been outstanding at the start of this quarter.
Wide to Mackenzie.
They're getting multiple inside 50s. This is the kick that's worrying them. They can't find a target.
Lynch let up, and I thought he
Look
should
at
have
that
honoured it.
kick.
It is a ripper to Riscatelli.
You can't describe how good that was. He was called to play on. He actually looked at the umpire and said, "You're kidding, I haven't gone off my mark." And then he had enough composure. He's hit that 55 metres. It hasn't gone above 2 metres high. Look at that. Maybe a bit higher than 2 metres.
Look, that's just a magnetic ball drawing a player to the right spot, isn't it?
Well, he should have learnt from Gary Ablett's last shot, BT.
Let's see if he has, because he's a metre or two closer, but he's looking for the little right to left, and he's put that one too far left.
Turn and go, mate.
So the miss there for Riscatelli. Geelong by 3 points here.
They've got to make the most of this. They've had a period of dominance at the start of this quarter, but haven't been able to get it on the scoreboard. And you know Geelong are going to come. They're through here now.
Mackey with possession number 9 for him to Bartel, and he's got 10 as well, Bartel. And look at this, the open space here for Stokes to work in is very, very dangerous. He immediately looks back inside. He thought of nothing else. Great team play to find Burberry.
Where you are now. Spot on where you are.
George Burberry.
Back over.
Got some reasonable sideburns going there.
Well, it goes with the name. George, I would have thought.
Tassie boy. George.
Yeah.
Sandy Bay, I think.
And doesn't mind how he goes with the ladies either. I think that's why he's rocking those sideburns, boys.
I'll do it quickly. Looks like he might be receding a touch, but George. Here he is, Burberry. Right behind this, riding at home with George. He stuck it out to the left. A young man, they just come in so prepared with this Geelong outfit.
They just started to get that transition going, though, Geelong. The last 2 shots on goal have come from their defensive 50 all the way down the ground, so the Suns have got to keep that pressure up.
Have a look how the Suns have all gone corridor. No one's gone wide on that occasion, so this is a set play. They're trying to outnumber them in the midfield, and they've done it. Handball out to Matera. Remember, he's a left footer. He wanted his player to come out, and eventually he does. Riscatelli. Now he's punched that and marked it, I reckon. I reckon he was the spoiler and the marker, but it comes back to Matera. A wonderful set play by Mackenzie from fullback.
Yeah, it was fantastic, but gee, they had to make more of that. I'd like another look at that Riscatelli-Mackey matchup full forward there. It looked like he did punch it, didn't it?
Absolutely, looked like it, didn't it? And what a great weapon to use Mackenzie from fullback. Why wouldn't you go 70 metres long down the middle?
Around the corner from Sumner. It's deep, and Stevie J there, a little slippery there. It's Duncan. Comes out with a footy, and that'll just about find the boundary line.
Throw it in.
You mentioned Timmy Sumner there, boys. I was just talking to the Gold Coast Suns officials before the game. They absolutely love him. A hard nut. It's his first game of footy. He actually couldn't play the first 4 or 5 weeks because he was still suspended from his time in the SANFL last year.
First tackle high, Gold Coast. Put him up, straight up.
Selwood
Put him
wasn't
up, first tackle high.
happy with the accidental boot in the head, I think,
There you
after
go.
that tackle.
The filthy glare to David Swallow. Just a little look. I've got your number, young man.
He did
Expect one back.
Russell long and deep to a pocket that's really difficult to exploit. So not having it their own way here, the Cats, and the fans thoroughly enjoying this night operation here for the first time ever at Simmons Stadium. 33,000 is the new capacity at this ground. $100 million has been spent on it to get it where it is now. Bartel from halfback looks for Hawkins. He's got to compete there with Thompson. Thompson did well. He's so strong, this guy. He really is, Richo. Motlop. He has got space and time. The run from behind by Shaw was really impressive.
What a chase down that was from Shaw. They are on fire here, the Suns. Brilliant play.
Kick from Prestia, not good, but Campbell-Brown made the kick look better than it was with that really aggressive spoil. Look at this from Prestia. What a tackle. A dispossessing one. They get it to the left foot of Matera. Matera again with an entry inside 50. Ablett with the one-hander. This Gold Coast outfit are really showing one of the best teams how to do it. Ablett plays on and misses.
I'll tell you what, you go back to Matt Shaw. Stevie Motlop may never ever get run down in his career ever again. He's that quick, and Matt Shaw just put his sights on him and ran him down from behind. It was a brilliant play.
Look at that again, Thompson in the one-on-one. He is strong. He's outbodying Tom Hawkins at the moment.
So 5 behinds this quarter for the Gold Coast. They are missing opportunities. That's the only thing I'll say at the moment to really apply some scoreboard pressure on Geelong. Through the middle is Shaw, dashing run, beautiful kick, better spoil from Bartel. Blitzarves, the knockdown of the running Stevie J. Stanley was careful. In went Nichols. Numbers arrived for Gold Coast again. Oh, how good was that again? Well, it's space wide for Russell.
Their tackle pressure is outstanding at the moment. They must get a goal soon, though.
60, 55, little ball. Matera again, who's getting so much of the footy. This is his 17th touch.
Footy now is all about momentum, and here's this chase that Das was talking about.
Yeah, because he was gone, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was off Motlop. Now, this is a really important kick. They need to get some reward for their work here, Gold Coast. Matera to give the lead back to Gold Coast from 35, and he has missed. Missed left.
Well, they started this game 2-1, and now they're 3-8, and it's the thing we say every week. You don't beat Geelong down here if you're inaccurate on the scoreboard, so they really do, as you said, they have just performed so well. They need some reward here on the scoreboard.
Can't get it past the centre.
This is where they're falling down. Spot on, BT. Gold Coast is set up beautifully behind the ball. Keep turning it over and keep pumping it back in.
Well, they do, and is it just numbers across the centre with the wall, Lingy?
And they're winning crucial contests as well. They're doing a great job.
Kick inside 50 again. Ablett's there as well. Lynch over the top, trying to get there with Enright. Riscatelli with the quick ball.
They're making sure they've got the last defender in line, so there's no Geelong players behind them. Everyone's in front of them. You have to do, because you can't let Geelong players get out the back or else it's all over.
Really done their homework here, Rich. I think that you're alluding to that Gold Coast here. Magnificent Lingy as well. Enright with a high ball once again. Gold Coast. That was McKenzie, who's pushing all the way down from fullback to be inside 50. Prestia with some strength. Hunt was hurried with the handball but did well to get it to Stokes. Now Stokes around the corner, but look at this. Every kick is to a contest because of the Gold Coast pressure in their forward half. So de Blitzarves. Handball inside, needs a good bounce for Hawkins. Look at this again, a turnover tackle, and advantages paid. I thought it might have been in the back to Hawkins, but once again they missed with the kick inside 50. Bartel and Kelly combine here. They do well. It was well done by Sumner to apply some pressure. Shaw stands under it. Couldn't win it, but Geelong do through Kelly. A drawing handball, almost an invitation for Mackie to go forward. Blitzarves now, long left boot, look at that, top of the square. Vardy missed a sitter. Missed a sitter there, Vardy.
Yeah, he did. It was a good kick from Blitzarves. Geelong, in fact, the Gold Coast are playing Geelong very similar to the way Collingwood do, and that is enormous pressure, push all your numbers up into Geelong's defence and man them up and make sure that they are under pressure kicking out from half-back. And given Bluey McKenna's history at Collingwood, you would think he's got a fair idea of the way that they've had good success against the Cats in recent times.
It is a fascinating tactical battle here at the moment. Hunt just lobs this to the top square. He's seen Hawkins, and he'll almost mark this over the back. Vardy, was it a touch off hand? I think it's going to be a goal. McKenzie says he's touched it. Let's listen.
I believe it's a goal. Just want to check if it was a goal.
No worries. Okay. Score review. We believe it's a goal. We just want to check whether it was touched or not.
Okay, so there was a hand there. Now, was it touched or not?
McKenzie's gone to get a ball. He's so confident that he did touch it.
Yeah, that's touched.
But the goalpost obscures whether the boot was first or second.
It does look like his hand touches that, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
So that's going to be an interesting one for our score review man. Does he think it's conclusive?
If it's inconclusive, it'll be a goal.
It looks touched from there.
Yeah, that's it.
Let's have a look here. There's the hand, and the boot comes slightly afterwards. Maybe.
His hand's in front there, isn't it?
The hand's in front of the boot there. It's better from the first angle.
And Mackenzie was absolutely confident. He's standing on the goal line saying, yeah,
A decision has been made, AB Van. Review completed, vision inconclusive.
It's inconclusive. Okay, so we're going with a goal, all clear.
Gee whiz. Mackenzie can't believe it. He's absolutely ropeable, Trent Mackenzie. A goal's going to stand to Nath Vardy. And that's the system. It has to be 100% conclusive. We all think it came off the hand here. And we'll have another look at it. Here's Mackenzie's first angle. Can't really see it from that one, but that's the one there. Hand in front. And it looks like his boot actually misses the ball. But the score review man saying, I can't conclusively say that's not the case. That's the system. Go back to the goal umpire.
And
goal stands.
If we didn't have the goal review system, it would have been a goal because he was going to pay it that way anyway. So
you can live with that.
I don't know how Thompson lost touch with Hawkins there, and he came in late. And then
can we live with that?
Well, it's not 100% conclusive, is it?
Gee, I thought I was with a little bit with you, Das. I thought there maybe the hand was more prominent than the foot, but...
Thanks, Matthew.
Amira. Mackenzie streams through the middle. Now, they haven't kicked a goal this quarter, Gold Coast. They need to get cracking here. They've had lots of opportunities and failed to convert. And Geelong will punish you if you do that too often.
All right, this is a real danger period right here for the Gold Coast Suns. You can just see some more numbers streaming down here for the Cats that need to hold on until half-time.
Who's going to run this man down? Kelly. Kelly goes inside without great authority. Touched off hands. West will get a look at it. Didn't get enough for the footy. A little nudge there into the back of Schroeder as eventually Harbrow clears, but Duncan will mark. No, he doesn't. He drops a simple one. Goes back looking for Lonigan, and good smother by Lynch.
It happens so often these days. You get your 5 or 10 minutes of dominance, and if you don't convert on the scoreboard, you know that eventually it's going to turn, and it's feeling that it's turning Geelong's way right now.
Just is, isn't it? Since that decision, really, you just feel like the momentum has swung a little bit.
Yeah, they have to stand strong here. It was a big effort there from Harbrow. Won a good 50-50.
Can they get it back to their end of the ground and lock it in for a period of time, Gold Coast? Or is it going to be Geelong? It just feels like it's teetering on the edge here at the moment.
Play on.
Stanley.
Play on.
And Nichols involved there. Harbrow probably could have gone in under there, but decided to stand up in the tackle. Johnson's appealing for the ball, saying he didn't have it. And Mitch Brown was just taken to the ground by the jumper. Umpire says, get on with it. Kelly holds the head. The umpire said to ran into him.
And you know what, BT? We said this a couple of weeks ago.
James, he was stationary.
Yeah, he was stationary. They're letting the game flow in a fantastic way, the umpires. Now, whatever the change of philosophy is, keep it going.
Great umpire.
So much better to watch.
Johnson, 2-on-2 here. The touch from Thompson. Was he holding Vardy? Umpire said, get on with it. He's got him by the dacks, and eventually the little handball. Look at Thompson using the bulk, and the accidental, deliberate fumble there over.
I just want to go back again, and we don't talk about the umpiring too much. There was probably 3 technical ones that could have been played in that last contest. The game is so much better for what the umpire did just then. He just said, play on. Nothing that was significant enough to pay a free kick.
Ablett frustrated at trying to get back on here. He's sensing what you are, Das and Richo, that Geelong are just getting a bit of momentum here, and he's saying, come on.
He's calling for Hall to come off, but...
And this is because all of the play has been on the other side of the ground in this quadrant of the ground now for 5 minutes, that no player is near the boundary.
Well, Hall needs to sprint off. He's the closest player to Ablett. He's looking over at Ablett.
But he's saying if I leave here now...
He's got Corey there,
He's got Corey, and it could be trouble. Out the back to Selwood. Lunging tackle by Swallow. Motlop around the corner. And this will be the chance for Ablett to come on, surely.
Yeah, Hall's now coming off. He did the right thing. He couldn't leave Joel Corey sitting alone on 50.
So eventually gets back on. Down the middle. Go Gold Coast, and a really good mark by Johnson.
He'll find a target here, even with all these numbers back. He's a freak.
Bit of a no-looker, disguised to West very nicely.
Right down where you are, yes.
Fancies himself here, Trent West.
That's the one.
He can kick him a long way when he connects.
Well, 3 of their 4 goals tonight have been kicked by Ruckman. This to make it 4 out of 5. Sprays it. badly to the right.
Hold it.
Once again, if you just joined us, we've got the clock going upwards today because things not what they should be here. The count up clock. Motlop tackled again. Gee, their tackling's been good. I did mention that they've been out tackling teams over the last month. Every team they've played by more than 10 tackles a game. And that is saying something because you throw Hawthorn in there. Been very impressive. Here's Matera. And that was a little slip of the kick there. Landed right on the line.
Let's get down to Doc.
Yeah, Joel Wilkinson on the bench at the moment with left ankle troubles for the Suns as well. So they've got 2 ankle problems at the moment, Stanley and Wilkinson.
Nichols and Vardy go at it there. I think we'll have a ball up here.
You look at every area on the stat sheet and the Gold Coast Suns should be in front. They're in front in the contested possessions. They're way in front in the uncontested. They're in front of the tackles. They're 6 in front in the clearances. It's just been their conversion.
Ablett, no one went to him then as Lynch flies. Matera, Kelly let go of the tackle just in the right time. Handball out the back from Selwood to Duncan. He wants it back again, and he's got that. So good flow by Duncan. Hawkins presents in front of Thompson.
Thanks, Rory. Where you are now. Where you are. Where you
Another
are.
Sun down behind play. And that's Brandon Matera.
Stevie, please out.
This was, just have a look at the replay.
Doc Larkins.
That's it, Tom.
Yeah, just he gets dragged down. Again, he's grabbing for that left lower shin, probably radiating up from the ankle problem for Matera as well. That'll be 3 ankles, BT.
Yeah.
He's coming off too, Matera. Looks in a bad way.
And 3 in a row here for the Cats if Hawkins is successful. Matera coming from the ground with the aid of the trainers there. Not good news for Gold Coast. And he hits the post here, Hawkins.
So that kick into Hawkins was beautiful by Mitch Duncan. He just waited and waited. Hawkins went back towards his own goal and then just turned around at the footy, and Duncan just waited it perfectly. But
so he just got the ankle caught under there in that tackle. So he should be able to get that retaped and a bit of time off. Get going again. Quick kick out. I think it was Brown that got boot to ball.
That's worked twice now, that long kick in down the middle, BT.
It has, and Sumner on the end of it here, Richo, with that kick out of the middle last time. It was Brown. It's funny little kick, and the mark's been paid here. It's Riscatelli, I think, isn't it?
It is. Genuine slips catch, that one. Bristol was a shank kick.
That's fine. I'll get him back.
I don't think it was 100% intended for Riscatelli, but he's
taken
straight
back.
A wet ball, low down, in a diving mark. It's good effort.
This is the old pressure that builds team pressure when kicking a goal.
Look at this catch.
That was an accidental kick, wasn't it? Well done, Riscatelli. Made the kick look a lot better than it perhaps was. Now Riscatelli needs to goal, and he does. That is the one Gold Coast needed here. Matera looks to be recovering. What do you think, Doc?
No, I reckon he's pretty sore. It's a medial, that inner side, because of the way he got dragged down. Wilkinson's getting strapping on. Matera's trying to walk, but he's struggling, BT.
Gold Coast within 4. Last time they played down here, they lost by 150 points, and they were 94 points down at half-time.
Geelong's 5th highest winning margin ever in that game, BT. What a difference. About 18 months makes.
Yeah, absolutely. Johnson now has to avoid the Shaw attempted tackle, the kick. To Corey, and now Kelly, plenty of time, plenty of lead. Short, he ignores that. Hawkins pushes off his opponent, did well. Got it on the second grab, he plays on around the corner and kicks the goal. Geelong by 10 points.
Well, there's Stevie J with a left foot kick out of the middle, and that there, the marking contest, timed the push off with Rory Thompson perfectly, gave him the space to mark the footy, but they've slackened off on that. They're letting the big guys now have a bit of a push and shove in the marking contest.
Had a fair bit of Richo man about it. That was one of your favourite tricks, the double-handed push.
We like to see that in marking contests. That was a push in the chest, 2 big guys.
There was a famous push at the G where Richo just went off.
Yeah, but that was in the back. That was in the chest by Tommy Hawkins, and timed it beautifully.
Stanley here, down by 10.
What I'm saying is I'm glad they've relaxed that. It's good to see.
I'm with you too, Richo.
And Mira. At the centre square, so protecting the footy backwards to Russell. 28 minutes gone. We don't know how long left. Geelong by 10 have kicked 3 goals to Gold Coast 1 in this quarter.
Do the coaches' boxes know how long left?
No, because there is no countdown clock here at the venue today at all.
Jeez.
It's an AFL-driven thing, and we as broadcasters and the coaches plug into that.
Right.
So there will be no countdown clocks anywhere today.
Coaches generally have a bloke who sits in the box with them with a stopwatch, trying to be like the timekeeper, pausing with time on.
Can't be precise though, Lingy, because their interpretations are all different. But the siren sounds to end the half. The fine half of football, a very competitive game of football. We like it. We're thoroughly enjoying ourselves here at the moment. And it is Geelong leading by 10 points. Gold Coast have been absolutely sensational to be in the position they are in. And Geelong, you get the feeling with some dynamics from Stevie J and Bartel just starting to wind up. Cameron Ling, your thoughts?
Well, BT, the Gold Coast Suns have been terrific. They're really taking it up to the old champs. I know a lot of the young players from the Suns sniff a scalp here. It'll be interesting to see. I'm going to head down to the Geelong rooms and see what's going on in there. It's the Cats by 10 points at Simmons Stadium.
Up next at half-time, we'll pick apart the first half action and head inside the rooms for all the fallout. Basil Zemplis is at Footy Central to update us on the Doggies match against the Power. Plus, we'll address the day's big issues. Even at Geelong, on a cold, wettish night, under lights, the Oz Kickers go at it. They chase, they run, they attempt to smother, and occasionally they get it right. Boys and girls of all shapes and sizes, they absolutely love the half-time Oz kick, and we love watching them. But these teams here, Gold Coast and Geelong, are going to come out and put on a great second half display. We've seen a really, really competitive half. Let's have a listen to what they're saying down the rooms here at the moment. So they're really, really keen to do well, Gold Coast. They trail by 10 points, and Geelong. And Lingy is going to speak with Guy McKenna very, very shortly, Dubs.
Yeah, Campbell Brown's voice I could hear strongly there saying, let's crack in really hard again. See if we can get involved in the physical stuff, which he loves to do. And they have been absolutely fantastic in the first half. Have they got the energy to keep it up for a second half? That's the challenge in front of them, Richo, but couldn't have been more impressive in the first half.
Lingy's down there with the coach of Gold Coast, Guy McKenna.
Well, Bluey's just said us redheads look all right on a night like tonight, and you're absolutely spot on, mate. You must be happy with that first half. Just really competitive, tackled really well, and in all the key areas played all over Geelong, but probably just didn't take the chances.
Yeah, 12 shots apiece. I mean, that says you're in the fight. Yeah, the contested possession's been important. I think when you come down and play on a night like tonight, yeah, we just haven't kicked straight really in front of goal. So, poise, composure, and hopefully the effort stays there for the second half, mate, and we can start putting some scoreboard pressure on them.
A few concerns with injuries there in that second quarter. Matera probably looked the worst of them. What's the update on the players?
Yeah, him, Wilco and Danny Stanley and Jago O'Meara, mate, they've all got some foot issues. So, yeah, we got horseless as subs, so we'll probably have to fight our way through the first 5 or 6 minutes to see how they pull up.
Is that what you do now? You actually see how they come out after half-time, after it's cooled down a little bit, before you make the sub?
Yeah, well, we can't go too early with it because, you know, someone that looks okay may end up being worse off, and then the one that looks worse off may come good. So we'll just see. I reckon that probably Brandon Matera's the worst one. So, again, looking forward, looking to next week, all those type of things, we'll have to be fairly careful with him.
Thanks for your time, Blue. All the best, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Very relaxed character, Bluey McKenna, isn't he?
He's very open and honest too, isn't he? No trying to shield anything that's going on. Yep, Brandon Matera's the worst one. We're going to have a bit of a look at it, see if we can get him through. And they need to manage that correctly, don't they? They don't want to sub someone out and end up one short.
Well, they'd love to keep Wilkinson out there and keep him on Motlop, and he's been pretty quiet so far. Motlop, he's the one that gives them a lot of spark, the Cats, but the Cats have got a lot of key players that really haven't got going tonight, so there's plenty of upside there. That man there, Christensen, is the sub. They may go with him earlier than what they normally do to give us some run, but Kelly, Selwood, Johnson, Enright really haven't had their best nights. So there's a lot of upside there for the Cats, but if the effort of the Gold Coast Suns remains as good as what it was in that first half...
Still concerned there, Matera, isn't he?
Yeah.
Pointing out the issue. Gary Ablett says thumbs up, ready to go here. He'll need a big second half if Geelong, if Gold Coast are going to pull this off. Remember, you know, earlier in the year, Gold Coast running over the top of St Kilda when Ablett got going in that last half. He was brilliant. Not beyond them, not beyond him here at this venue, that is for sure. Plenty of motivation, I would have thought.
Yeah, seeing Joel Selwood rolling alongside Gary Ablett there, top right of your screen. Tommy Nichols has shown a little bit. Young ruckman, Zach Smith, who I reckon is going to be a star. He's out with a knee reconstruction for 12 months, but this young man's shown a little bit. Tommy Nichols, only his second game of AFL football.
Up against Blitzarves in the middle of the ground, and this venue now seating capacity of 33,000. Wonderful venue, lights magnificent, draining a lot of power from around town. And just a bit of a hold up here at the moment. We've had a couple of gremlins in the system here. Some lights go out, a bit of a clock issue and a couple of other little bits and pieces, but other than that, it's been smooth sailing.
Geelong going with a 5-man forward line, and they've rolled a loose player back in Mitch Duncan at the start of this second half.
Blitzarves and Nichols in the middle. Little tap from Prestia to Ablett. Ablett putting a little bit of mayonnaise on that one.
And there is the loose player. Duncan getting involved. Important that you do that.
Play on, play on.
Bartel, is he being held? Umpire said play on. Mackenzie thought he got one in the back as well, and then he falls into the back of Burberry.
Push him forward.
That's what you're talking about, Das. They're not playing those ticky-touchwood ones and letting it go, and I think everyone's happy with that.
2 weeks ago, the Ablett one would have been a soft free kick. That would have been a soft hold, and we're not seeing them anymore. We like it.
Stokes involved as Selwood over the top. An opportunity here for Brown. Lets it rip. Misses to the left.
Rare time that there's been an overlap runner for Geelong. The first half, they have been so good defensively picking up Geelong, and it's not an easy thing to do. They're the world champs at play on through the corridor. They're going the long one up the middle again here, I reckon, Richo.
Yeah, it looks like they're setting up. No, he's going short.
That's the mark.
It's a good ploy because
I reckon that the Cats thought he was going to go long, though.
Oh, that kick's going to come unstuck, I think.
Interception there by Schroeder. Will they make him pay? Duncan directly out in front. Well over the back. I think it was Mackenzie that got a hand on it there.
And that's why you're better off going long, because you go short inside your defensive 50 and turn it over. It's normally a goal, especially against Geelong.
Harbrow.
Bring the ball back in now, please, Joe.
Unusually to kick the footy back in. Normally it is Mackenzie. He kicks to a 2-on-2. Lynch is in amongst the contest here. Brown was desperate at ground level, gets it out wide to Gaz, and Stevie J arrives just a little late.
Well, they were able to stretch the Geelong zone out then because it's Ablett. He went back to half forward and it gave them a bit of space to work in.
Grange in front. Now Swallow trying to bust a hole through Enright and Harry Taylor.
The real positive thing with that first half from the Gold Coast Suns was they did it so well without Gary Ablett having much of an influence. The way he started this third quarter, I think he wants to get himself into the game and really start influencing it.
Agree with that, Lingy. Here's Hawkins. Right up on the wing, but he's got a bit of a panic opening up here. Brown's got the space, and he'll have to be careful here, Day. Geelong arrive in mass numbers. Duncan and Bartel gets great support. Did Bartel from the Duncan Shepherd. He says, thank you very much.
Let's get down to the dock. Brandon Matera. Doc, how's he travelling?
Well, you can see there's more conversation going on than I've ever seen. He's been doing little zigzag runs on that left ankle to test it out. He's quite sore. They haven't put him back on. They're about to do some kicking drills, so he's getting a fair test at the moment.
Surely the best way to test it is to actually put him back out there for 2 minutes and see whether he can get it done.
Oh, there's a genuine scrap going in. Stevie J and Gazza.
He held up the footy.
Free kick, Gary Ablett. It's played out of zone.
Were actually going for it. It was a genuine.
On the full now.
He reacted pretty strongly then, Stevie J.
And he's going to give him a little one off the ball again here.
Gave it to Harbrow, and he gave it to Harbrow because he knew Harbrow was running onto his left.
Yep.
Here's Mackenzie. Just puts it into the hole magnificently for O'Meara, but he's got a really acute angle here. He'll have to be careful. He'll be called play on if he runs around anymore.
How good did he wake that kick, though,
Yeah.
Mackenzie?
Just beautiful.
It's a reasonable physique, this, isn't it, for a young man in his first season of AFL football. Just his 10th game. He is perfectly built for the game, isn't he?
Down on the beach there at the Gold Coast.
O'Meara sprays it across the face, starting to bend back now. What a beautifully designed kick it was from Jager O'Meara. Absolutely magnificent. And all of a sudden, they're within a goal. Let's go back and have a look at the scrap in the middle involving Ablett and Johnson.
So just a little bit off the ball. It was started by Gazza, and then Stevie was maybe a little bit stiff in the end.
It's always the retaliator, isn't it? Every day of the week.
They're two old mates there, those two, but they are the two most competitive blokes on the planet. They would have loved to have got one up on each other and won that little tussle.
Good kick from O'Meara, wasn't it? He really got a bit of right to left going as Bristol called, and it was perfectly weighted.
We saw one of those last night where Andrew Rains retaliated. It's always the retaliator getting caught.
He just measured that kick so brilliantly, aimed at the right goalpost, knew there was a bit of a southerly pushing it right to left. It was a wonderful creation. O'Meara out of the middle. A little bit of help there from Nichols, I think it was, on all fours. And they go forward again. They're 2 goals down here, Gold Coast, Harbrow.
That's Brandon Matera, sorry, BT, back on, and they are giving him a little bit of a run, and he's normally got that real burst of speed, and you can just see it's in his mind at the moment. He's trying to work out whether or not he is going to be able to stay out there. A bit of a limp up.
Maybe he can contribute as a permanent forward.
Play on.
Wilkinson, fast hands, Russell. Back in there to Nichols, and now Ablett. Offload, Stanley driving kick inside 50, high ball. Lynch is there, off hands there is Matera in amongst all of that. Hall's there as well. Lonigan, quick hands Corey, great release from him. Hunt on his favoured left side to Kelly.
It's that last kick going in. When they just go high and long, Lonigan and Harry Taylor are not going to give up marks tonight, you can tell. They're going to have to try and spot something else up.
Selwood. O'Meara.
Jeez, that was good from O'Meara. So clean in contested situation.
This big Tomo getting the ball forward there to Lynchy.
Well, this is the kick now. They're going to have to lower their eyes. When they're going long, the Geelong key defenders are picking it off every time.
Lynch goes long, looking for Gorringe over the back, and in front was Riscatelli. Corey handballs back into a real dangerous spot. They get out of it here, though. Taylor, unusual sort of standstill handball, gobbled up on this occasion, and look at this. Campbell Brown got an easy pick and will line up from 20 on a slight angle.
Oh, they love that forward pressure there, the Gold Coast Suns. It's what got them right into this contest at the start, is trapping the Cats in their own defensive 50. And another turnover. Here's a little bit going off the ball again. Stevie J just squared up with another one. Gazza said, yep, all right, keep doing that. I'm enjoying it.
Campbell Brown to get it back to one straight kick. He should really kick this. He's only 20 metres out. And he doesn't let them down. A goal in it now.
We're right back in it now, only a goal down now, and they're not letting Geelong have a loose player. They're going with a 7-man forward line against the Cats 5-man, so they want everything manned up all over the ground, the Gold Coast Suns.
Ruckman at it, Nichols with the clear win there, but went straight to Kelly. Look at O'Meara, spinning pirouette out of the middle. Now showcases the non-preferred side of the body. Corey did really well, and Hall as well. So this is an intriguing game of football.
Hold the meter, that's it.
13 goals kicked collectively. And perhaps a sub warming up shortly. What do you think, Richo?
Yeah, I think I just saw Christensen take the vest off.
Okay, we'll go down to Lingy as the mark is taken in a moment by West, 55 metres out. In a word, Lingy, any sign of a
Christensen has just come on the ground. Absolutely, haven't seen who's off yet.
High ball goes up. Attempted mark there from Motlop. Pumped it up, Wilkinson. What can they do out of defence here, Gold Coast? They go to Ablett and Johnson. Oh, Ablett used the body beautifully there. So just clear up that sub for us, Lingy.
I'm 99% certain it's Mitch Brown who's been subbed off the ground for Geelong, and Alan Christensen in and straight involved with the Shepherd there.
You're right, Lingy. Selwood drives the ball long and deep. Hawkins is waiting at the back. Need to get the numbers back here. Murphy did well. And there is, as Lingy correctly reported, Brown out of the game.
3 metres, Steve.
This is the sort of player who could have a massive impact. Christensen with his pace and game-breaking ability.
One still.
Good kick in. They've kicked in beautifully all day, Gold Coast. Shaw and now Nichols involved.
Liked a little bit of what I've seen of Tommy Nichols too, BT. He's got some athleticism, young ruckman, only his second game of AFL footy.
Hall gathers magnificently, puts on the afterburners, takes Mackie on, the lunging tackle to no effect, and he misses to the left just. Has he got some toe?
Has this whole side got some speed? They're jet propelled at times. Have a look at the Gary Ablett terrace. But O'Meara's lightning quick. We just saw Hall burst out of a pack. Swallows quick enough. There's some excitement.
And Darce, they aren't just jet propelled with their leg speed, it's their ball use as well. They just take the game on.
Mark taken in the end by Burberry. Handball's out to Lonigan. Now the Russell pressure's coming, and Lonigan around the corner was careful. It was a really well-directed kick. West didn't get on the end of it. Day. Ablett from the full-back line, but guess what? Selwood's going to pump it back in.
Bit of referred pressure there on West, I reckon, because it's been so good all night.
Puts arms in front. Off the top was Motlop. Beautiful. Front and centre. Difficult angle. Kick. Hit the post, I think, out of bounds on the floor.
He's just kelping a little bit of a spray there. See Jimmy Bartell, he's just saying, hey, that's not the way we go about it here. We don't try and kick a freak goal from the boundary line. Make sure you just centre it up to the team thing. So they're just getting a little unnerved at the moment, the Cats. I reckon they're getting under their skin.
Matera has been subbed out too, boys.
Okay, so Matera has been subbed out down there with that ankle, as Doc has reported on. Here's Guthrie. Just happy to sock it off.
Was that deliberate?
Was it deliberate? Riscatelli appeals.
Got to go close.
He's under pressure. He's under pressure. Right.
Under pressure, says the umpire. But does that matter? Because it was still deliberate.
Yeah. He's a 1 metre goal.
If you're under pressure anywhere on the ground and you just kick it over the boundary line, it's normally deliberate.
If it's deliberate, it's deliberate.
Yeah, it's deliberate.
The pressure only comes in to
where the goals are in play.
the goals.
Yeah,
and the behinds are in play. That's where the pressure comes into it. So
Fine.
I think the umpire's wrong there, but
thank you.
Whether it was deliberate or not is another thing.
It just seems to be going with their philosophy at the moment of not paying free kicks that aren't 100% there.
Okay.
I don't mind it.
All right. Here's Prestia. Centering ball, top of the square. That was discipline. And guess what? Lynch gets a mark out of it directly in front. Well done, Dion Prestia.
Good strong hands too from Lynch. Richo, you've liked the way he's competed. It hasn't been easy tonight, but he's thrown himself in.
Look, he's had 8 touches. He hasn't done a lot, but he's competed hard, and he's on the premier defender in the competition, Harry Taylor. You're not going to have a night out. You just got to compete.
For 3 successive Gold Coast goals. Gold Coast, against all odds, have drawn level with the Cats. Scores level. The fans here are absolutely stunned beyond belief with this. They don't know what to say. Look at that young man there.
They're stunned until they realise they're on TV.
So's our field commentator. I think his mic's gone off.
Boys, it is, when that goal went through, it is just deathly quiet, apart from the 10 or 15 people barracking for the Suns.
I'm sensing something, Lingy. I'm sorry.
No, I'm with you, BT. Gold Coast are playing all over Geelong at the moment.
Bartell, O'Meara, Duncan, Lynch again. Gives it to Prestia, who set the last one up. And here's another centering ball to Ablett. Ablett one-on-one, off hands. Campbell Brown will arrive first, or will he? He does. Stokes the tackle, got the handball back to Russell. Didn't know what to do. Not 15, said the umpire. Stanley's got to go. He too bends the ball around. It's up to one Gold Coast player. Couldn't get it done. Spills to Harbrow on the left boot. That's a goal. Gold Coast are in front by a goal.
Yeah, great goal from Jared Harbrow. And good competitive effort from Lynch. He's a skillful young man is Jared Harbrow. You know what I liked about the Suns? They've been combative. There's Catman. He's readjusting the makeup. He doesn't know what to do.
Gee. Look, guys, 12 minutes ago, Geelong were up by 18 points. Now they're down by a goal.
And they're making it one-on-one. The Cats tried to roll a loose number back, and they've gone with a 7-man forward line, and they're just competing.
Harry Taylor across half-back. Johnson. Little low ball inside. Stokes. Clean set of heels there. Sends it inside 50. No Podsiadly there tonight. He's out injured. Opportunity, Russell ran over the top of it. Vardy got it. Oh, great tackle and smother from Brown. He did it all. An opportunity here for Schroeder. Got it off. Kelly shot at goal across the front. Hawkins nearly had it. So did Christensen. Prestia has been really dominant here in the last couple of minutes.
And outstanding pressure again. Every Geelong disposal in that passage of play was under pressure.
This man here is playing career best football, Prestia.
2 metres.
You see Chris Scott, he's just starting to lean back in his chair and realise that his side's got to switch on, or they might find themselves with the biggest upset of the year.
Here comes Campbell Brown. He's there, he looks menacing. Corey's tracking him, keeps it alive. Real danger here for the Cats. Harry Taylor says, where are you all? Where's the help? And I tell you what, Harbrow will keep it alive here. Kelly Corrals did it well, comes back. Wilkinson, in fact, Sumner goes around the corner, kicks a high ball. Brown goal! 2 goals up Gold Coast. Unbelievable scenes here. They're the only Gold Coast supporters in the place.
And he deserves the goal because he kept the ball in play and created that. Well done, Campbell Brown.
Brilliant stuff. Campbell Brown, that's his 3rd goal, I think, Campbell Brown. Yep, he's got 3. And they are absolutely on fire here at the moment. It's a stunned Geelong crowd. Look at Joel Corey's face. And they're running harder. Look at the gaps here in the forward line for the Gold Coast at the other end. The transition run at the moment is all Gold Coast. They're working harder. They're more aggressive. They're more competitive. And look at the spirit that's going on at the moment. They're sensing the biggest upset of their short history and the biggest one of the year.
I'm looking sideways into some of the corporate boxes here, and they have all sat down. They're enjoying the scones and not the footy at the moment. I'm telling you, this is unbelievable. Geelong have not lost a 3rd quarter this year, and at the moment, they're 5 goals to 1 down in it. There have only been 17 minutes played, I might add to that. Bartel long and deep. McKenzie got a hand on it. Here's Hawkins. Oh, boy, the elbow into the head of McKenzie as well. Accidental it was. Thompson now, Shaw. Thompson again. Handball back inside. Nicely done here. Prestia involved in gain. I think he's been just about involved in every foray forward. Swallow.
Their defence has been outstanding, though.
Here's that tackle from Trent Nichols.
Missed him, I think.
Just tried to bust through. I don't think there's much in that.
No, missed him completely.
Sorry, Trent McKenzie, I should say. But what about that tackle too? He's taking on one of the big power forwards in the game. He made the tackle stick.
Yep.
All working for them here.
Ablett out the back door. Here he goes again. Inside 50. Look at all the one-on-ones. They're just everywhere at the moment. Off hands. Sumner. Comes in here. Hall. Bit of a no-looker. Riscatelli. Disciplined ball. Top of the square. Brown's kick 3. He and Hunt go at it. Look at the numbers get around this. Swallow's there. O'Meara's there. Hall's there. Brown's there. They're all there. And look at the Geelong players with hands on hips.
And Riscatelli then, team thing, kicked it to the top of the square. Look, they're not doing anything wrong at the moment, the Gold Coast Suns. It's a disciplined, great team performance.
Off hands. Nichols in there. Stanley got a little bit of boot on it. Geelong out of the loop here. Kelly with strengths avoids the tackle. Here's Christensen, the fresh legs. A wonderful little give to Stevie J. Look at that for a bounce. Hand on top of the ball. Nice work, Stevie J. Got the give and go back from Bartel. Keeping going out of him, he is Horsley. He's the sub for Gold Coast. Did well, Johnson. Bartel now. Kick inside will be cut off by Thompson.
Great defensive effort again from the Gold Coast Suns. And Horsley, the sub, ran him down from behind Stevie J and applied the pressure. They've got themselves under the pump here. Cats fighting back at half forward, but again they respond.
The tackle by Prestia again. Every pressure up, every tackle under pressure. Look at this. Every time they get it, they pounce.
He rolled you. He rolled you. He didn't land in your back. He rolled you. It's a good tackle.
Geelong fans absolutely erratic in their behaviour at the moment.
Geez, Johnson and Bartel, they're trying to lift them, but they're standing up the Suns.
Nichols. Prestia appealing for the free. Boy, has he been significant. He's up to 20 touches already. Burberry. Out the back door to Duncan. A good centering ball by Duncan. Hawkins pushed out of the way. The mark's taken by Christensen.
He's the sub. And they've gone to the sub early. Chris Scott, because he needs a spark. He took Mitch Brown off the ground, and I think that's a really good move. Christensen, he's a sensational young player, and why wouldn't you get him on? They need something from him right now.
21 minutes almost gone here. Christensen comes in and misses. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. A miss. Scoreboard pressure will start to kick in early last quarter if Geelong are down by a goal too. They are a very composed side, Lingy.
They are, but at the moment they look like they're not at all. The Gold Coast have got them rattled, and they've had outlets like that all night. Gold Coast continue to play terrific footy and all over the Cats.
Mackenzie's kick in, BT, 70 metres down the throat of O'Meara.
They all look pre-planned tonight, Das. They're all coming off, Richo.
I just reckon it's outstanding when you've got someone who can kick the ball as long as Mackenzie. Why would you ever go short off a kick in when you can get distance like that? And
G. Ablett up to 21 possessions, leading possession gatherer on the ground. And
it's like they've done their homework on this ground. It's very narrow, isn't it? No point going wide here.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, really, the whole ground is corridor, really. Effectively. So really well done here. That's a high tackle by Swallow on Selwood.
And they've done their homework on really manning up Geelong across half-back. They've pushed, look at all the numbers, they're all one-on-one. As they go back in defence, they're forcing Geelong the slow, long kick down the line, which they don't like doing.
Bartel to Corey. Corey with lots of time. Bit of open space here. Opportunity for Stokes. He's got Motlop running on his inside. He's under a little bit of pressure, but he gets it back to 5 points.
Nice coast-to-coast goal there from the Cats. Campbell Brown is getting some support from his former teammate Luke Hodge. He says, whoever thought this was C. Brown's last year, think again. If he keeps playing like this, Gold Coast should definitely give him another year.
I think he thought it was his last year, Das.
I think he did too.
But I agree with Hodgie. If things keep going the way they are here tonight, he's giving real grunt and aggression and class. Johnson. That's a great kick to Bartel. Bartel trying to tidy it up, but once again he's under pressure. Didn't clumsily get in the back there, sure. He did it well. Corey to Selwood. Selwood gets an open look. Bit of an escort here from Guthrie. Wanted to draw Hawkins to the ball, but he couldn't get loose, and Swallow drops in.
Jeremy.
Richo, you're absolutely 100% correct what you said before. They're big boys, the sense in the occasion now. Bartel, Selwood, Stevie J, they know that it's their time to stand up, but they're not finding it all that easy to do it.
Got some numbers here, the Cats, but a poor handball by Harry Taylor back inside, and a high tackle there will result in a Tom Murphy free.
Well, they've been able to do it mostly this year. Even when games have been tight for the Cats, they've been able to blow games away in 5 or 10 minutes with bursts from their champions. And they're trying to do it at the moment, but the Suns are just withstanding the pressure.
24 minutes. You just get the feeling that Gold Coast hoping for the siren here at the moment, but I would suggest there's got to be at least 3, maybe 4 minutes left in this quarter yet. There's Hall nudging Hunt under the ball. Good comeback from Hunt. Did well to flick it in the path of Burberry.
He did well, because if Hall had clean space, good luck catching him. He is absolutely lightning. And he would have been away. There's G. Ablett, as we said, now the leading possession gatherer on the ground with 23.
That's it, guys.
Well, it looks like that Guthrie's definitely running with him now. Is that what's happened, Lengy?
Absolutely. Cam Guthrie, probably the last 5 minutes has just pushed up on the Gaz. You boys mentioned that he's been getting himself into the game, starting to win a bit of the ball. They can't have that. Gaz, as we know, is capable of tearing this game apart and winning it off his own boot.
Won 3 of their last 5 games, the Gold Coast. 5 points up here, deep into red time.
Well, what, Das, was it 42 out of 45 down here?
Yep, since 2007.
Yeah, it'd be a remarkable result.
As Mackenzie is looking for the give and go there. Couldn't honour it, Stanley. A little firm with the handball to Swallow. Quick hands to Harbrow. He wasn't ready for it. And now a double-pronged tackle there by Gold Coast.
Didn't take the tackle on, he picked it up and got taken
on Johnson.
Thanks, Stevie.
And they've matched them in the physical stuff, the young Gold Coast boys. They've been happy to take them head on. And there's been a bit of niggle off the footy, which hasn't fazed the young Suns at all.
Ablett to Hall. Kelly in there fighting. Hall wants a piece of it as well, and it's a 0-all draw.
Right, thanks, guys. Watch your hands.
The Cats have won their third quarters this year on an average of 23 points. The Suns 15 points up, so
Ablett up to 24.
Bucks the trend.
Ablett up to 24. Leading possession getter on the ground. of both teams here tonight. There's Corey. 26 and a quarter minutes ticked over here. Motlop making that mark a little harder than it looked, perhaps. Beautiful hands by Lynch, coming at the ball with speed. And now the kick is equally as good. Gee, that's a good kick in the path of day. Really should have gobbled that up.
Yeah, that's the next sign for him. Stephanie's improvement. You've got to take those one grab on the lead.
Mainly in defence tonight, Sam Day. I think they're trialling him down back, and yeah, you're right. He just needed to clunk that last one.
Well, boy, it's 2-on-1 here for Gold Coast, but West did wonderfully well to knock it to the advantage of Mackie. Mackie has an eternity. I reckon Brown might have done a hamstring here. Campbell Brown's coming off the ground behind him. He couldn't chase him. I reckon he's done something, and it does look like a hamstring as the mark is taken by Burberry, I think it is, directly in front of goal, and Campbell Brown.
Might be just cramp, I reckon, BT. I think his hammies are cramped up. Let's hope those going.
That would be the lesser of what's happened. Doc, what do you think?
He's just about to talk to them now, sitting in the back row. Doesn't look very happy. He's having a chat, but they haven't examined him, just talking, but heavily limping when he sat in the back.
Burberry directly in front will put the Cats in front nearing the end of this quarter. Campbell Brown looks visibly upset there as he explains his plight. Burberry comes and he's done his best to miss, but he's kicked the goal. Geelong lead it by a point. Doc Larkins, what do you make of this replay here?
Well, it was a left knee, so they're actually checking all the ligaments in his knee, not the hamstring, BT, on the examination. So there must have been some incident just prior to that where he maybe got twisted or changed direction.
Definitely lacked the gas and immediately took himself from the venue. Oh, good mark taken by Wilkinson.
He's done a great job, mainly on Stevie Motlop, has Wilkinson. Really has got in the face of Stevie Motlop tonight and kept him very quiet.
Geelong have kicked the last two, tightening the screws here. Gold Coast have got to hang in there. Duncan with a ripper to Hawkins, but got in the way, did Swallow. Brave.
He's cut off a couple of passes now, Swallow.
O'Meara gets it back through the middle. He goes very, very wide, looking for Hall.
Good hand.
Very good overhead. He's got some wheels. He can go all the way. He's got the breeze, Hall. And he kicks a point.
He can go, Paul. He's a real player.
Scores level.
It's only Harry Taylor's third mark in this game, and that is a great...
Just shows you the one-on-one nature of it, doesn't it?
And credit to young Tom Lynch, Richo, who's just competed with him, made sure that Harry Taylor hasn't taken those intercept marks tonight.
Russell. Inside 50. The fly was Gorringe. Corey found Mackie, and Mackie goes out wide. The one-on-ones have been a constant. Three-quarter time siren sounds. What a game of football we're experiencing under the lights of Simmons Stadium. And it doesn't get any tighter than that. Will that man play a part in the final quarter? Will Stevie J come alive here in the final? We're going to find out. It's 64 points apiece. Stay with us. We've got a ripper last quarter coming your way.
The three-quarter time break, brought to you by Amy.
A massive night in Geelong, the opening of this magnificent stadium with lights. And it was Gary Ablett returning, not for the Cats, but for Gold Coast. They got off to a very, very nice start. But in the second quarter, the Gold Coast pressure was unbelievable. Controversial score review decision made there. And we'll hear a lot more about that. Hawkins was able to steady early and put them 10 points up at the major break. The third quarter, though, saw Gold Coast kick 5 goals, and they did very, very well in doing so. 5 in a row, in fact. Campbell Brown got his third. But in the end, it was Geelong who steadied late in the third quarter to level up the scores here at three-quarter time. And that is precisely where we would have liked it to end. Cameron Ling has been down on the ground, lurking around the Gold Coast huddle. He's had great access there tonight. Lingy, what have you found out?
Well, a lot of belief down here, BT. They really feel they can do it. They played terrific footy tonight. Bluey McKenna pushing that fact. You've played great footy. Why not do it for another 30 minutes? The two themes of what he spoke about then was hard like they've been all night, but smart, really smart, good structures. They've been able to turn the ball over and just go for it. Back yourselves. Why not?
Hey, Lingy, what's the feel with Ablett down there? He really came into the game. He's the leading possession gatherer, 24 possessions, kicked the goal. What's the noise around him?
Oh, he was very vocal during that three-quarter time break. He was driving his teammates. He knows he wants to win this game, of course, coming back to his hometown. He's going to have a big influence in this last quarter. Cam Guthrie will probably get the job again. Be a great matchup to watch. Great to see big Matty Primus there, Richo, former Port Adelaide coach, and he was a dominant player in the ruck for that side for a number of years and spending a bit of time with G up there on top in every area. More disposals, more contested possessions, more uncontested possessions, more tackles, more clearances. Scores are level. What's your feel, Richo? I'm just not sure they've got the legs to run out this final quarter, but
the last 5 minutes of that third quarter, you could sense they were just starting to be out on their feet a little bit, the Gold Coast Suns. They're only a young team, don't forget, but they've got 3 pre-seasons under their belts now, so their tanks would be improving. He's going to be the key. You get a feeling Christensen could be the key for the Cats. That game-breaking ability came on as the sub halfway through that quarter.
It's 0-0 with a quarter of football remaining. Nichols gets the first knockout. Gold Coast heading to the right of your screen. And they have been ultra competitive tonight. Stay with us. Cracking last quarter to come.
Hit that meter.
Third time this year that scores have been level at three-quarter time in any games. Knockdown comes to Corey. Ablett.
Well, the Cats have been smashed in the clearances, but they're 18th for clearances over the season, so they normally rely on winning it back behind the footy, but the Suns have just manned them up, so they haven't been able to do that tonight.
Looking forward to seeing how the likes of Ablett and Johnson, you know, the stars go in this tight last quarter. Kelly starts off nicely. Enright's got Josh Hunt. Now, Josh Hunt can go all the way if he can play on here. Brown is back out there and looks okay. That kick's a little short, but Hawkins did well. Thompson's all over him. Did he dispose of it legally? The umpire said it was knocked out on the tackle. Bartel around the corner. That's a goal. Geelong by a goal.
Don't underestimate the strength of Tommy Hawkins there. Thompson, he's been great tonight. He's been brave. He's put on so many spoils, but Hawkins' ability to keep that alive, not crumble in the tackle, probably created that goal in the end.
Ablett out of the middle. A little handball in there to Prestia, who was really good, has been impressive in the whole game. Geelong really look like they've come to play here in this last quarter. Little kick back into McKenzie, put his head over it, won it. Prestia wanted it, got it, ran into trouble in Christensen. And that's a high fend off again. We've seen 2 of those played tonight.
Yeah, we love it, don't argue, but just got to get him on the chest. Can't fend off too high.
It goes in 50. And ball out to Selwood. Russell pursuing, and boundary line is the winner.
Yeah, just seeing Selwood, Jimmy Bartel. They've got the big names, Stevie Johnson, all around the footy at the moment. They're so good in the big moments of big games. They've been doing it for so long. Just watching G. Ablett at the moment too. You reckon he isn't as hard and competitive at the moment? He knows that he's so critical, giving some instructions.
Only had 16 free kicks paid for the whole night tonight.
That's great.
Love it.
Fantastic. 16 total, 20 for the game maybe. Perfect.
Yeah, there might be one we'll look back and say, why didn't they pay one? Or was there one that was missed? It's just been
what were they up to? I think they're up to 40 or 50 at one stage, weren't they? Amazing the amount of free kicks being paid.
Well, that's how the grand finals are umpired.
Yep. I read an article in today's paper by the big fella Jolly from Collingwood saying that's exactly the way he'd like it, and others would like it.
Well, I don't think many players would complain with that.
No. He says, why aren't all games umpired like that? Stanley. It's a good and a valid point. Russell. Defending drive away, but under pressure, so Geelong really starting to tighten things here for Gold Coast. Mackie.
Hold your mark.
High ball, dangerous spot here for Gold Coast. Thompson doing a bit of pushing. Has Hawkins hurt his shoulder there? He looked to grab it. McKenzie was stripped of the ball. Christensen got it out to Bartel. His second hook of the quarter. This one is out of bounds. No, it's not. It's a behind, so a 7-point Geelong lead.
I don't mind the fact that's gone through a point because they have had great value for their kick-ins tonight, Richo, mainly on the back of this man kicking it in.
He's got it to a one-on-one. It's Lynch with the one-on-one against Enright. In the air, it looked a good matchup, but couldn't get it done. Kelly fired the handball to Stokes, but this one won't go to the line. Stokes tidies it up, gives it to Corey, pumps it into the top of the square. It's a really good kick. Duncan! Did he hold on? Yes!
Oh, they'll be disappointed there, the Gold Coast Suns. When you are kicking in, you know where it's going. I mean, it's your kick in, but they just didn't get numbers to the fall of the ball. They got a contest, brought it to ground level, but the Cats worked harder, got more numbers at ground level, got it back in. Duncan takes a great mark.
For his first goal of the night, Mitch Duncan. To make the lead 13 points, he gets it. Geelong by 13. 2 goals in a row. So Duncan with the mark and goal. Geelong by 13 early in the final quarter. Nichols doing the ruck work, knocks it down to the path of Ablett. O'Meara is there as well. McKenzie.
James Kelly's been influential at the start of this last quarter in the centre bounces. He hasn't spent as much time in the centre bounces as much this year, but he's been very influential in the contested situations.
Yeah,
and again, driving at it.
Yeah, they've loaded up, haven't they? Lee Kelly's in there, Selwood's in there, Stevie J's in there. They've got all of their most experienced players around the footy to start this final quarter.
Suns just can't get their hands on it. Double the disposals for the Cats in the last quarter so far.
Just lost that one-on-one situation at the moment, have they? Especially in these stoppages, they're losing their opponents.
And you can see Enright sitting off this stoppage on his own. Now Harbrow's pushing back on him, keeping it one-on-one.
Geelong, go the front of it. Advantage, advantage, advantage.
Stevie Johnson told to go by the umpire. Wasn't a great kick, and Thompson's mark wasn't too good either. Bartel wanted a high tackle there. Wilkinson now out of defence. This is Geelong's opportunity to go forward. Elevating was Sumner, and he did it well with a nice mark.
Isn't there just some brilliant stuff that you love about this side? Some patches of unbelievable play.
Sumner was really good and athletic in the air. Now Harry Taylor at the other end.
Well, that's why he's going to be very much sought after by a Western Australian team if he doesn't stay in Geelong, because he can win the ball back, Harry Taylor in the air.
Hawkins with a one-hander. No one back for him. So he's going to rely on the speed here of Burberry. Kicks it over the top, hopes for the skidding ball. It's a goal from the edge of the centre square from Big Tom.
This is something that hasn't happened a lot tonight. Harry Taylor taking an intercept mark at half-back. He has only taken 4 marks for the game, and it was one that set up the goal. Straight to Hawkins.
His 9th game and the 9th time he has been a multiple goal kicker in games this year. Tom Hawkins, geez, did you see that deft little tap there from Burberry? It was sensational to get it to Schroeder, who's won himself a free.
Well, they're just getting free kicks now because they're first in at the footy, the Cats.
Lost their way, Gold Coast, as Geelong go to Hawkins again. Both hands on it. Unable to seal it in as Thompson runs from defence. Lynch elevated, but infringed, said the umpire.
Not all that surprised, Richo. We were looking at them at 3/4 time, the Gold Coast, and they genuinely looked like they'd run out of gas. And this side is so good here at Geelong. And it takes time. 3 pre-seasons, couple more, and you just get that extra base, don't you, where you can run out games.
Mark taken in front. This is Vardy. So they've already got the biggest margin of the game in 19 points. This to extend it to 25. Got a tweet here from Ricky Pettard saying umpires have been super tonight, letting it go, he says. And we agree. Vardy will line up.
Yeah, Fev has backed that up. Brendan Favola on Twitter. Can't believe I'm saying this, but the umpires have been brilliant. Let the boys play.
For 4 consecutive goals in the quarter and 6 consecutive goals in the game, Vardy steps to the plate and puts him up by 25.
I like a good celebration, Bristol. That's the one. Fist pump celebration. Third goal for Nathan Vardy.
He's looking at the guns.
He is giving it a little bit as he went on with it.
Not just a celebration, but this is a display of guns.
He will be, that man, if he stays fit, one of the best 25 players in the competition. There's a big call for you.
I like a big call.
He has got everything you love about an athletic ruckman / forward. He's got everything.
Well, he's 101. The Tomahawk's 105, but they're both agile. They can get around the forward line, so pretty hard to stop that.
Obvious statement, but Gold Coast need the next one, Das. Or she may well be tough going from there. Mackie with the run receive. Open space in front. He can go to bounce again and again. I think that's number 3. Backs off around Murphy, finds another runner in Christensen, and that's a nifty little hook over the shoulder to Corey. The nonchalant give to Bartel, and his kick didn't come off the boot the way he'd hoped.
Just run out of petrol a bit, the Gold Coast. They just can't physically keep up on the transition run at the moment, can they?
No, they're out on their feet, and you look now.
Happened with the Hawks last week too, didn't it?
Yeah.
His Presti have been ultra impressive tonight. Only Ablett has had more possessions than him on the ground. Sumner gets around 1, and it's a driving kick too. That's to the advantage of Gold Coast. Really well done. Lynch stretched for it. Here's Ablett from the pocket. High ball. Don't tell me.
Yes.
Goodness gracious me. No. Goodness gracious me. That is an unbelievable goal from Ablett. Chris Scott admires on from the box. And look at this. The Geelong supporters think they've got it, and so they think it's time to stand and applaud.
I reckon they're standing and applauding. You're right, for G. Ablett. That's a great mark of respect. You can't do that. You're not allowed to do that. No one in the game would even go anywhere near to it. He's just a freak. Look at that.
That is ridiculous. That's 45 metres around his body with his leg out to the boundary line, bending the wrong way, and it still goes through.
And had a bit of float action on it as well. Here's another look. Didn't get all of it. It almost had a bit of reverse sort of drop punt. Started with a bit of inverted torp about it.
He genuinely gave it elevation to make sure that it was an opportunity to do it. So it was all skill.
Das, you were calling this over a moment ago. They're back within 19, and they've gone inside 50 again. I'm telling you, it's never over. Look at this. Shaw's got it. Can he get rid of it? It was a really good tackle.
Pinned his arms beautifully, Duncan.
Great tackle there by Duncan, but you're right, this game is far from over when you've got a bloke like Gary Ablett running around. He's pushed forward now. If he could pinch a couple of goals, this is well and truly game on.
Good to hear you, Lingy. Haven't heard you for a while.
A little quiet.
Oh, boy.
You boys have been covering it so well up there.
Motlop streaming through the middle. Little give to Christensen. Marks on 50.
Look at the offensive run, though. Look at them everywhere.
Look at Corey. He elects to go to Vardy.
When they get the footy, they just back each other in and run.
Oh, boy, look at this. I reckon maybe a groin injury here. Was it from the snap goal? And he's concerned about it.
Just gave the thumbs up to the trainer who came out just to see if he was okay.
15 seconds.
Well, he got that little knock earlier in the game.
Vardy for his 4th. Das said he's going to win 4 Brownlows. Here he is.
No problems with that.
50 out. We're following this one. It's online. Has it got the journey? Yes, it has. He kicks 4. Geelong by 25.
Now, Richo,
Vardy kicks his 4th, but was it? Have a look closely here. Look at this. Oh.
You need Snicko for that, I think.
That would have been inconclusive, so I'm glad they didn't go to the review.
Paper-thin gap there, we suspect. Geelong by 25. Ablett goes to Hawkins. Both hands on it, couldn't make it work. Now Bartel picks it up, found the run. Blitzarves here, needs to get after it. Christensen said, I'll go. Was immediately tackled and ball pinned.
Yeah, go through.
Brett Delidio just tweeting through. Gaz, take a bow after that Goal from the boundary.
You know you're going all right when your peers start tweeting you, aren't you?
Yeah. Lonigan. Hunt and Mackie combine, and now Enright, centre-half back. Enright straight down the eye, diddle. Here's Hawkins. Got to beat a couple, though, off hands. Comes to George Burberry. Got it to Bartel. Funny little kick from West. In goes Burberry again. Got it out. Opportunity. Geelong kicking goal after goal after goal. And that one from Guthrie.
There's a tweet that's come through from the official Geelong Twitter site. That Ablett goal was like seeing an ex-girlfriend with their new boyfriend. You used to do that for us. Gaz is the official response from Geelong on the back of one of the great goals of the year.
Quite creative.
Yeah.
Kicked 8 of the last 9 goals here, Geelong.
Does that mean they're flat, Geelong? They haven't got him anymore?
I would think so.
Wilkinson. Little sort of rugby union punt about that. Wilkinson, Stokes off hands, Enright. All the usual suspects here. Kelly lining up, queuing up.
Well, they've had double the numbers in this last quarter, and they're just starting to control the ball now.
I have to say, BC, in the three-quarter time break, I turned to Richard and I said, what do you think? He said, look, they've been brilliant at the Gold Coast, but I reckon Geelong will run away by about 5 goals in the last quarter, which is called three-quarter time, because it just looked like they didn't have capacity to run within the last quarter.
Well, you just sense the last 5 minutes they were hanging on.
So last year it was they could hang in there for a quarter or 40 minutes. This year they can hang in there for 2 or 3 quarters.
They're not far off, though, are they?
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, at home, against the middle road sides, this team will start beating some good teams regularly. You won't be going in a couple of years' time. They'll be unbelievable.
You won't be going up to Metricon now and thinking you're going to get the win.
Got North at Metricon next week. Gold Coast has West, a bit of a fumble. Recovery, pursued, and the tackle by Prestia gets it to the top of the square. Thompson there. Blitzarf stolen off Vardy and said, you've had enough, mate. It's my turn. Geelong are going to go and win this one. Only lost one this year to Collingwood. They play GWS at Skoda next week before the bye. Gold Coast have got North and Essendon before they have the bye in the 3rd week. 37 points now, the margin. Blowing out here. Ablett, the give and go. Smother there has resulted in a boundary throw-in by Bartel.
If you didn't watch this game, you pick up the paper tomorrow and you go,
Can you meet up?
40 to 50-point loss, but you don't realise how competitive this game's been.
Contested possessions there, 139 each is a good indicator, isn't it?
Yeah, 29-15 in this last quarter. Geelong's way is also pretty accurate portrayal the way this game has unfolded.
Christensen, he was the sub, came on during the 3rd quarter and trying to muscle his way through there. Campbell Brown has been really, really impressive here tonight.
Well, he's had 8 in the last quarter so far, Christensen.
Hunt, brute force getting him out of that one. Blitzarves sets up the run of Duncan. Duncan with a foot past Vardy, uses his backside to get rid of Thompson, gobbles it up, takes a step back inside. Motlop went for the dribbler, and that's a beautifully created opportunity that I think stumped the bottom of the post, yes.
Coming your way, good ball.
And that's going to be out of bounds without anyone touching it. Free kick to Geelong. Johnson, who started the night playing directly on Gary Ablett.
He's worked hard, as he always does, Stevie J. Didn't eventuate the head-to-head for the entire night. This is disposal number 20 for Stevie. Hasn't kicked the goal yet.
Likes these scenarios, doesn't he?
Getting some advice from the boundary line there, and once again goes in, bounces off the chest of George Burberry. And now Gold Coast out of trouble, but only momentarily.
I don't reckon Burberry knew that was coming to him. Johnson's that creative.
Corey, absolute certainty to try and pick a lead here. He goes deep to the pocket. Hawkins with the movement.
Can somebody get a message out to Stevie J and tell him none of that selfless team stuff? Gaz has kicked one from the boundary. We want to see him slot one.
The crowd do.
Gary Ablett terrace there, right in front of where Gaz is operating here at the moment. Christensen touched off the boot, said the umpire, and Riscatelli.
That's serious.
The goal umpire, have a look at this. The goal umpire said it didn't go across the line.
Play on.
He said it's play on. Gee, I reckon it did by a fair way, and now he's kicked it out of bounds in the full. I think he got it wrong. Stand to be corrected. But he said to the field umpire, mate, it hasn't gone across.
I don't think I've ever seen that before. They got up out.
Is he meant to come out onto the grass like that? He came out about 5 metres.
He didn't know what to do. Field umpire didn't know what to do. Blitzar strays it across the face. This might give us a chance to actually have a look at what happened. Now let's have a look at this. There's Riscatelli. Runs it. Now that's gone over the line in my book.
Gary, out please, Gary.
So,
well, the umpire said it was maybe on the line.
Riscatelli actually just throws it. No, handballed it to Ablett.
Well, the umpire was in the perfect straddle.
No, he said.
He said, no, mate. No, I'll call it if it's over the line.
I've never seen him come out like that.
Right there, Campbell!
Duncan. Christensen, Lonigan, help Duncan, help Christensen get hold of it. Guthrie, good tackle there by Sumner. Back to Duncan. Nice ball, finds Corey. Corey immediately across the ground. Josh Hunt, can he wind up on the left here? He'll be wanting to. Now, he could have given it out the other way. But guess what? He said, I'm Josh Hunt. I've got the boot that Mackenzie's got, and I can go it from here easily. And he will have a helping
kick this one. And a few of the teammates all said the same thing. Just load it up, Joshy. He'll make the distance easy.
20 gone.
Josh Hunt to make it an 8-goal last quarter. And it's there. Geelong have kicked 8 in the last.
Great to see Josh Hunt back out there running around. He had glandular fever over the pre-season, so missed a heap of training and obviously missed the early part of the season, the games, and now he's got back in there. Surprisingly, they expected him to be a lot worse when he came back. His fitness, he's actually in pretty good nick.
They made him earn it too, Lingy. I think he played about 4 in the VFL, didn't he?
Yeah, trying to get some match fitness, and he's managed to get himself back in there and keen to stay.
Pressed here. Goes high on the head of Brown. Back to Ablett. Well, no look, just the instinctive knowing that Riscatelli was there by Ablett was just classy. And Stokes. Mackie, beautiful kick, Christensen. Got the runner in Enright. Enright looks around and says, I'll go down the field. Here's Barty and Hawkins. Now Harbrow, who started the first half in really, really good form.
Christensen's up to 15 now, coming on as a sub, so he's played that role perfectly.
Prestia with his 28th. Tried to bullet that one. Got it to Russell. Here's Ablett running forward. Thought about him there. Christensen again. It's great composure to get rid of it like that when you know you're going to be crunched. And Ablett turns around to Christensen and said, you've got to be kidding,
and
mate.
gave Stevie J a little one too, I think, just to go with, just to let him know that he could get around him when required.
All marks, and only kicked the 1 goal in this quarter, Gold Coast.
15 gone.
Kicked 5 last week. Oh, that's a low ball. That'll be touched on the line or marked.
Back here with me. That's fine, that Campbell. 50 metres. Late contact.
Oh, boy. I reckon there was a bit of flip-flop in that, wasn't there?
Clearly late.
Went down a little too easily, I reckon.
Here we go, that's it.
Milked it and got what he was after.
Probably a Campbell Brown 50, I think. The umpires are used to Brownie doing things that are untoward and just second-guessed that there might have been more in it. There wasn't.
He had to show all the restraint he had in him, Brownie, to not go a bit harder at that one.
Hold there now. Fly on.
Martell. Here's Barty.
On the 15.
That's Vardy has kicked 4 tonight.
That's the Blitz, yeah, who's got hold of that one.
Blitz half, sorry.
He's been good tonight, the Blitz. This will be disposal number 19.
Well, he's going to get the footy late in games because of his running ability.
See that? You just said to the guy who led, no, don't worry about it, mate, with a little flick of the wrist there. Blitzars comes in, sprays it across the face, starting to come back a little now. Almost a mark taken there by West.
Clear.
Scary thought for the rest of the competition is that Geelong have got 6 more home games here at Skilled Stadium, and they just don't lose here.
Playing the weaker teams probably too, although Fremantle's really going to be really tough for them here. They look like they're a top 4 team this year. Melbourne,
1-6 in a row now, Freo.
Yep, Sydney and Brisbane. Yeah, they're in really good form, Richo, aren't they?
Yeah.
They play.
Job done.
Got the bye next week, in fact, and then they play Brisbane over in Perth. Here's Shaw looking for support. Got it from Wilkinson, who, in the end, got mixed up whether he's going left or right and ran into the tackle. The tackler guessed correctly in that case. Duncan high, Hawkins off hands, rushed behind. Johnson got boot on it, but umpire said it must have hit the post as Johnny gives the flag back, but not all that politely.
I still reckon this count-up clock, it adds a bit of suspense.
Well, while all that was happening, Guthrie's marked the kicking.
Not a lot of suspense right now, you would have thought, Richo, given
5 corridor, Joel.
But at some
47
stage,
points.
Back 2 metres.
If we kept going with it, though, it'd add some suspense at the end of games.
What, the clock?
Yeah.
Oh, Richo, you've gone mad. Guthrie, for his 2nd goal of the last quarter, drills it. 53 points, the margin. 9-5 to a goal in this quarter, and some interested cat-on lookers there.
We spoke to Daniel Menzel pre-game. BT, he's heading off overseas for 7 weeks. And he's going to allow... Yeah, how do you say that?
Wimbledon. Oh, do you think I had the T there?
Yeah, I think so.
Blitz arms.
He was in good spirits, though. He's confident he can come back and have his 4th Rico and continue his career.
Ablett looking to sell candy here. Did not swallow it, Mackie, and had to go to Russell. He was hoping that Mackie fell for it then. And now the short ball further afield to Lynch.
Ablett's numbers, 34 possessions, 16 of those contested, 2 goals, 2, 6 tackles, 10 clearances. Just a regulation game for him, which is extraordinary.
And at half-time, he wasn't having his greatest of nights. His 2nd half's been huge.
Kicked one of the great goals of the year to go with it.
Yeah.
For his 2nd goal of the night here, Lynch. Just misses to the right. Siren sounds. Geelong have won by 52 in what has been a huge night here at Simmons Stadium. Okay, let's go down to Cameron Ling. He's with Gary Ablett.
Well, Gaz, very kind of you to join us after a game. Really brave effort by the boys, but in the end just couldn't quite sustain it.
Yeah, mate, look, we were good for 3 quarters. We let ourselves down in the last quarter. You know, we're going to go back and we're going to take, make sure we fix that up. You know, Geelong obviously a good side down here. So.
Now, I know you hated losing, but it must be good to be back here.
It is, mate. It's good, you know, good to be back in front of the Geelong crowd and, you know, had lots of fun tonight. It would have been good to get the win, but, you know, they ran over the top of us.
A bit of fun with Stevie too.
Yeah, it was, mate. It had been...
Thanks for your time, mate. Appreciate it.
It's the 83rd time that he's had 30 or more disposals in a game.
That was great at Gary Ablett. You never hear from players after a loss, but clearly the respect there for our mate Lingy. You can wander off and have a chat to the little champ. Let's get back down to Lingy.
We got Jimmy Bartell here, mate. Well, it was hard work, but in the end, a comfortable win, a good last quarter. But the Suns, they were really impressive.
Yeah, I don't think people are giving them much credit, really, probably because they're playing up in Queensland. They sort of skip a bit of the attention, but they took it up to the Hawks for 3.5 quarters, had a couple of good wins up at home, so I think they're tracking a lot faster than people think.
Did you get in Gaz's ear at all and say, mate, can you just settle down a little bit? You don't need to be kicking goals from the boundary.
Yeah, I think he reminded everyone of all the great goals he kicked down here for us, but I'm normally too puffed trying to chase him around, so no, he's still an absolute champion, isn't he?
And your own form, mate, was able to find the footy, but also you played back a little bit this year, kicked a few goals. You're eyeing off a bag, weren't you?
Oh, mate, I had my first chance to kick forward. I think I kicked it off my kneecap and went about 5 metres, so that's pretty embarrassing.
Well done, mate. Go and enjoy it. It's a fantastic night, isn't it, for the footy club? The new stand, the lights, and a good game of footy.
Yeah, spot on. Real special night for Geelong and the community, and hopefully we can fill it for the rest of the year, mate.
Thanks, Jim.
Oh, Lingy, just in his absolute element here at the moment. Interviewing his former teammates, engaging a little bit of private chatter and the shaking of hands.
And we know that Lingy owns half of the establishments in Geelong, so they'll trade well tonight in the back of a big crowd, assuming there's some power left, because we had a few issues here tonight with a few lights going out. And nice respect for the little champ on the way off.
So they disappear, Gold Coast, and they will be back next week to play North Melbourne. Cameron Ling.
Stevie, come on, mate. I want to ask you one question. Gazza, that was a bit of fun, wasn't it? Just a bit of a wrestle. Were you a bit flat that he might have had you covered in the wrestle?
He didn't have me covered in the wrestle, Lingy. I was on top of him, that's why he got the free kick. Nah, I thought he wasn't too happy with me then, and he gave me a little backhander, and yeah, a bit of physicality. Can't let him come here and have it all on his own terms.
We thought you were a chance after he kicked the goal from the boundary to try one yourself over there, just to say, Gaz, that's how it's done.
Don't worry, I was pushing forward at the end trying to snabble one, but not good enough. That was a pretty good goal, wasn't it?
It certainly was. Thanks, Stevie.
Stevie J. Oh, boy. Unbelievable. And they celebrate, not going over the top here by any means, the Cats, other than thanking their fans in all parts of the ground here. And a big night it's been, as I said before, not a pub that wasn't booked out today for lunches leading up to this game.
Well, he's just having his own premiership reunion out there at the moment, just wandering around and catching up with his old mates. And
he's just all over it, Lingy. He's
might have to wind him back in a minute.
He's just down there talking to Josh Hunt at the moment. He's talking to every player, and he shakes his head. Lingy, what is going on with you, Lingy? You're thoroughly enjoying this, aren't you?
I am enjoying this, BT. You're absolutely correct. But you boys just back off a little bit. I'm just catching up with the old mates and loving it out here.
Are you going to do a lap of honour?
Oh, no.
Yeah, I think he might.
No, he's not.
He might. He's just going around and letting the people know he's back in town. And he'd support that.
Boy, oh, boy. I think they're calling Lingy over to... yes, they are. Kevin Dickerson has gone over. The communications manager has gone over to Cameron Ling and said, look, Scarlett went around for a lap of honour tonight.
Exactly.
Wojcinski went around. We want to cheer you on. Now, this will be interesting. This will be... Lingy, go on.
He's burning holes in his stand here. Look, he's run down the race. He refused to get involved, Lingy.
Oh, no. And Joel Selwood saying that applause is for Lingy.
Yes.
Very, very nicely done. He might be in the Powerade shower, been escorted into the room. He can hear what we're saying.
He can.
And he's fair income. He's absolutely fluffed about this one here today. The Cats.
Maybe he's going to sit in the press conference with Chris Scott afterwards alongside him. And
he might have
look at himself right involved.
The stars that walk in for Geelong. There's just not a player there that's not a star. Loza on the right-hand side, a long-time Geelong supporter, works down here with K-Rock Radio as they go in. This will be a fairly benign sort of singing of the song, but...
How about this? Tom Hawkins has won 80% of the games he's played. Joel Selwood, 82%. It's incredible.
post-match show, we'll head inside the Geelong and Gold Coast rooms for all of the fallout and cross to Footy Central for an update on today's results with Basil Zemplis. Sam Lane rejoins the panel. We'll cross to Steve-O for the latest in news. Plus the doc is all over the injuries. By the time we're done, you'll have a comprehensive wrap of all of the day's footy action.